the stand. I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. I am quite sure this is a very good day for a lot of Chelsea fans. And you know why. And you know what? I'm here to celebrate with you. I'm not celebrating that it didn't work out, but I'll celebrate with you because you're happy that, yeah, a certain player definitely leaving Chelsea. Whether he ends up coming back or not, that's a different story altogether. But more importantly, as usual, I do hope you're all doing well. And without wasting much of your time, I will get to the live chat session to see who's already said hi there. Say hi back to them, and then we can get to the presentation window as soon as possible and discuss the items we have lined up. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. I don't want to show that right now. I just want to say hello to you first of all. And hopefully, more importantly, let me say this. We'll talk about Alejandro Garnacho. We'll talk about Maxence Lacroix to Chelsea. We will also talk about Pep Chavarría to Chelsea. We'll talk about Alex Scott wanting to join Chelsea, the rejected bid and all that, and a whole lot of other stuff. And as usual, as the show progresses, if anything new emerges, be rest assured this will be one of the first places you'll hear about them. The first person, of course, Mod Mana, an employee of the platform, begging for likes. Stamford Bridge vibes, drop a like if you are feeling it. And Nemaya Fowle, aka Esther William, is very happy. Fab Bomber 48 finally gone. My club is back. Celebrating. Up big to you too, Ty. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. I do hope you are doing well. And please, if you're following the show, whether on X or whether on Facebook, please take a second, drop a like on the video to help us garner more likes. The likes do go a long way. And once again, thank you for 30K subscribers. We'll soon do the giveaway to appreciate you all for supporting us from when we had no subscriber to, getting to 30K plus subscriber. And, soon, 31K. But we appreciate you all. Without wasting much of your time, let me know how you are celebrating. I'm just celebrating that a lot of Chelsea fans will be happy. I'm not celebrating that, his move to Chelsea didn't work out. I don't think that'd be all right. I'm not that sort of person. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he'd be better off joining Aston Villa. And I strongly believe that he is going to do well there. That's not me. I'm not joking, and I'm serious about that. And my Ghanaian sister is already in the chat. Big up to you too. I appreciate you. I do hope you're doing well. Let me know, how happy are you? Are you celebrating? And soon I will pop the balloon, the fireworks, because a lot of my fellow fans, a lot of you guys are very, very happy. This actually, the way things were moving yesterday, I knew that definitely by the time we'll start the show, that he'd be gone. The title reads, Garnacho joins Aston Villa. And as if I knew that was going to be the case. So let's get started. As usual, you know my go-to. My bro, Vincent's timeline on X, my most trusted Chelsea account, and he reads, Alejandro Garnacho has already done his medical and is in Birmingham to complete the loan move from Chelsea. My concern when I heard it wasn't going to be an immediate permanent move, that it will be a loan move with a mandatory conditional obligation for a permanent purchase, which also got me concerned. But I think we have a good relationship with Aston Villa, that I don't think they would try to play us. Just remember what I said before. I knew Bayern was just they had to go into that Nicholas Jackson's deal because they needed him. He was just a placeholder signing for them. He was never gonna. If I were one of the Bayern leadership hierarchy, I would make sure he didn't play enough to join us, because why would I pay 65 million pounds for him after paying 15 million for the loan? So they knew they were never going to let him play enough to join them on a permanent. And they were comfortable paying the 15 million loan fee and all that. So that got me concerned. But at the same time, I realized we also knew that they probably, most likely, wouldn't want him to play enough to join them on a permanent. But 15 million not an excellent deal for just a loan. So in Garnacho's case, I think it might be a bit different, even though the language mandatory but conditional also. He has certain things has to be have to be achieved for it to become a permanent move. But I'm hopeful, given our relationship with Aston Villa, they're not going to do anything stupid. So he says this also, a subsequent report reads, a 4-year deal is in place for Alejandro Garnacho at Aston Villa should the conditional obligation to buy clause be met and the move made permanent. I am happy. Let's see if Bobby, if he has anything for me. I know he'd be one of the happiest of Chelsea fans hearing this news, even when it was just a rumor. When we weren't too sure what's going to happen yesterday, he was already celebrating in advance. So in a bit, I'll come back to the panel to hear from our senior panelist and Bobby to see how he feels about this deal, whether he'd send me something for 6-pack, and that Ty says, my personal opinion is that Garnacho isn't as bad as people are making it to be. I agree with you. And I'd say, had it not been that Maresca is no longer with us, I think he'd still be here and eventually given time to pick it up. I really think he's misunderstood. People, I think there's a mix-up here, a mix-up of his personality and his ball-playing ability. And it's difficult, and a lot of people aren't actually able to differentiate the two. But it will never work under Xabi Alonso if you know how he likes to approach the game. No, I'm not celebrating. I don't understand the deal for Garnacho. It's not. Listen, it's. I think it just doesn't make sense to even say put the word mandatory there. It doesn't make any sort of sense since it's still conditional. It's still not straightforward for me. If they really don't want to pay for him, if they don't respect the relationship we have with them, who's to say they're not going to find a way to make sure he doesn't meet that the conditions required for it to become a permanent move? So the only hope is that we can have a good relationship with them, and maybe if it doesn't meet those requirements, they'd end up paying a hefty fine. Maybe that be the case. But I want to say thank you to Bobby for finding the time to join me on the panel, our senior panelists, and also the captain of the community in Constantine Dunn. Big up to you, Bobby. I'm gonna come straight to you. Where's the party at? Where are you hosting the party? Where are you throwing the party at? What? Let me know, Bobby. I will celebrate with you. Once you're done speaking, I will pop the balloon and the fireworks because we're streaming in landscape format, so we're able to use all the bells and whistles. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if this deal is actually done. It's
I
a
thought you said you trust David Dunstan. He's done his
oh, it's an
medical.
Ornstein announcement.
But go ahead.
Oh, he's done his medical.
Yeah, already
Oh,
yesterday actually.
well, it's done. I mean, look, it's not good enough for me because I would have preferred an outright sale. But this is a player that has not done himself any favors. And the more clubs he has without performing, the more his value becomes under threat, and the more difficult it is to offload him. It's interesting. People still have patience with him. Yet a player like Delap, who genuinely suffered from injury in the season, they've already condemned to sale. Look, not that I'm particularly
I don't
standing
know
up
too
for
many people.
Delap.
I don't know too many people who are willing to give him time. I don't know a lot. But go
Oh,
ahead.
Garnacho. Yeah, I mean, it's quite clear. I mean, the Villa fans are very upset. You know, they are looking at it as, oh, we gave you Morgan Rogers and you give us Garnacho. And to be honest, I don't blame them. I would be very upset. Look, it's important he leaves Chelsea. Unai Emery will probably know how to use him somewhat effectively. I don't think he's ever going to be that guy that rips up trees. It's just not going to happen. But could he become efficient in a side that uses him to the best of his abilities? Possibly. Possibly. I think, I don't wish him bad to that extent.
Hmm.
I just don't want him at Chelsea. I just don't think he fits anything that Chelsea is about. And he represents yet again an enormous waste of money. We've spent money, a lot of money. I know the whole um, um, Morgan Rogers deal, and that was necessary, and it was a bit of a sensational thing, and it's good. And yeah, I'm kind of over it now. I'm looking ahead, and these errors of buying players like this, just it has to stop. So yes, I'm glad he's going or he's gone, and we need to really look at more to offload and be focused on those that really, really have to come in. My mind is very much on the Lacroix deal. I think that has to happen. If we
All
are
right,
serious,
yeah, we will get to that, but go ahead with what you're saying.
yeah, I mean, if we are serious about getting anywhere next season, we've got to look at completing these deals because Morgan Rogers is not enough. But yeah, bye to Garnacho and Emre. I'm sure we'll use him slightly better than we would, but
I
he's
think
the
he will do
architect.
well there
Well,
because
I
they
don't know
play
about
transitional
doing
football.
well.
They mix it up. They mix it up. He would do well, but as I've said before, he's not a bad player,
Oh,
but
he's a
he's
bad player.
limited. He's not that he's not able to always beat his man consistently when there is the need for him to do that.
I
But
have
he's the
never known him
type
to
that if
beat
there are
anybody.
spaces in behind the opposition line and you can find him, he can do something good with the ball. But go ahead with
I
what you're saying.
I can't recall one action of him beating the fullback. Not once. Has he broken through and run and had a shot on goal? A couple of times, but usually the shots have been disappointing. I don't know. For me, he will never be that guy. He will never be that guy.
Mm.
It's just how it is. Emre will be able to use him because sometimes he uses this breakaway sort of football. I don't know. I just
All
wish
right.
him the best. I just wish him a decent season and enough for him to leave and settle somewhere away from us.
All right, I'm going to give the microphone to those in the chat. Come back to the panel. I want to hear from the captain of the community. But Dante, before you move forward, can you break this down to Shay Wendy so she understands it better? You want me to read it or can you see it?
Yeah, big up, Coach Bobby,
Yeah,
everyone.
basically, she wants to understand
Well done, too.
that you could say there a bit. You could say the language is used to describe the deal. It's a bit complex.
Yeah.
You could say the combo of the language is not. It's not like one cannot understand the meaning of each of the words used, but the combo of the three of them, like conditional, mandatory
Yeah, look,
obligation for a permanent purchase, that makes it I mean, it sounds straightforward, but it kind of not that straightforward. So can you help break it down to those of us that don't understand
yeah.
it that much so that we can
Now, we don't know
get
exact details of obviously, we don't have that information yet. None of the journalists have that information. So, to me personally, when I see that, what I think of is Aston Villa just covering themselves if Garnacho gets a serious injury, etc. Well, then they don't have to. To me, that's what it is. If he doesn't and plays, which he will play quite a lot because they need a left winger, then it'll be fine. To me, it's them just adding probably that clause in there just in case, so they don't have to buy a player because it's probably the obligation will be quite high in my opinion. And yeah, if he gets a serious injury, to me, that's what it seems like. Then they're not obliged to buy the player. So I think it was a bit of to me a bit of understanding. Of course, we know they have a good relationship. Just both clubs covering themselves, and they probably came to an agreement, and that's why there's that little thing there. Now, don't take my word on that. That's just my opinion, what it is, from stuff I know. But yeah, we'll find out in the future. Obviously, it will come out, but to me, it seems that's what it is. That I want to commit 100%, just in case he gets a serious injury, and they just added that in there,
Or
so they
if he
don't have
doesn't
to buy.
perform.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still think we also definitely would want some clause. So if they try to play us, they will pay a hefty
exactly. Like the
fine.
Jackson deal. Like the
Like
Jackson
the
deal.
Jensen, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, thank
exactly.
you for
Yeah.
that. So Wendy, I hope that helped. That helps, so to speak. And here we have Henry Omo. Thank you for joining. He said Alejandro Garnacho is currently in advanced talks to leave Chelsea FC. I think we've moved beyond the level you are explaining there and joined Aston Villa FC on a season-long loan. He's completed his medical. The deal is done. Actually, I think it'd be accurate to say he's joined them already. We've moved beyond the point you're explaining there. Yeah, so good luck to him, but let's see what happens. He said CT, who will get 10% of the deal. Which of the deals? I'm not sure. Which of the deals are you referencing? So a 4-year deal is in place for Alejandro Garnacho at Aston Villa should the conditional obligation to buy clause be met and the move made permanent. And why is it deleting why is it saying this? Let me see why your message. Okay, Man U. Okay, not City. Okay, now I understand for Garnacho. It was the message was held for review. So let's scroll down, see if there's anything else we'll have to talk about here. Um, Enzo Fernandez's numbers. I'm not questioning his abilities. I didn't like it that he was talking and pole dancing for Real Madrid. He's a player I love. One of my favorite Chelsea players, actually. I don't know, Dante. You're usually good at doing the calculations to conclude whether we're losing money or whether we're making a gain or whether we're breaking even when a player is sold. This year about Axel the CC, AC Milan and Roma are both showing interest in Chelsea centre back Axel the CC, and I did read somewhere that we're looking for 25 million pounds for him, but we paid nearly twice as much, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have anything to confirm whether that's accurate or not.
I
But
think
I think
35
it's look.
plus 5
Sorry.
or something like that. Something like it was 35 plus 5 or something like that. Up to
So
38. I
so
can't remember.
if we sell him for 25, what would that mean? That yeah, we'll lose money or
No,
break
we're not
even
losing
all
money. Not losing
because
money in
he's
any
been
of
with
these
us.
deals. None of these deals we're losing money because they've been here already 3 years. So no, they're already halfway down through their deals. So you're probably making 5 million or so.
Yeah, and that's a we really wanted him. But things changed. I think it was the arrival of Maresca that spelled the end of his Chelsea career, because we knew Maresca. He likes to have ball playing defenders, and that's the weakness of what's his name. One of his weaknesses, access to see. Under the slightest of pressure, he makes primary school level mistakes, and we knew, yeah, that was it for him. Unfortunately, I think if we had Mourinho as our manager, I think he'd love him because yeah, he's more of a traditional defender who's able considerably to play with the ball at his feet, but doesn't not able to. Not able to withstand a lot of pressure. Even the slightest of pressure, he starts malfunctioning, for lack of for more specific language. I don't know. Anybody else want to talk about Axel de Sassy, or should we move on?
Yeah, look, you saw his value for West Ham when he went on loan. He was very, very good there. He's one of their best players, actually. He kept them in the hunt to, stay up, etc. So he was very good.
They were
He
singing him
played,
praises.
yeah, when you play for a team like that the system fits you well. Unfortunately, like you said, Maresca identified that early. No, out. Alonso would be the same as well. No, doesn't really suit his football either, and he's not that CCB either. So yeah, look, it is what he needs to go a club where he can fit into the system because he's a good player. He just needs the right system, and yeah, good luck to him. I'm sure he'll be gone. Definitely,
But to be clear, we're not saying he's Ronaldo, but he's not as bad as he's not a bad player. Actually, it comes
he's
down to the
yeah, he's
system.
strong. Yeah, he's strong. He's not scared. He's fearless. He's good in the air. For his height, he's actually very good in the air, and yeah, he's aggressive, and he celebrates every tackle. It's he's very good
Passion,
at
you can see
traditional
passion,
defender. Yeah,
commitment.
yeah, good position, and that's why he did it like a team like West Ham and all these teams. He'll do very well at all these teams because it suits his football, and the crowd feeds off that because they're used to that type of football. So yeah, he just needs to find the right move somewhere that will suit his football, and he'll be fine. He's a very good player. Just unfortunately, wrong system, wrong fit
He's
at the
actually
time.
Bobby's type of player.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's taken him so long to get another club.
I
I
think
He
he
am
was
a
admitted
bit.
last
picky.
season, well,
I think he
Bobby, he
was
had offers
picky.
on the table. He had offers,
He
and
was
he
picky
didn't do
too,
it.
wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He had 2 or 3 offers on the table to leave last season, and he didn't because he didn't want to join those teams.
So
But
he's doing a Sterling.
yeah, he did that. Yeah, eventually, then he went. Obviously, he was in the bomb squad, stayed out for a while, and then eventually went in January to West Ham. He finally decided, but yeah, he should have done that earlier. But anyway, that's his problem. Now he knows he has to go. He has no choice.
In this case, you could say at some point he started playing the victim card.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It was telling stories how horrible it was to be part of the bomb squad and all of that. Um, that surprised me because I thought he was. But anyway, I just want to move on from that. Hopefully, he finds a new home where they appreciate him and where he'd be suitable to the way the manager likes to play. And we have Halimat Akin Niran. Thank you so much, Yoruba sister there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I appreciate you for finding the time to join the conversation. I do hope you are doing well. He says, are we still getting stones? I honestly don't know. We've addressed the rumors suggesting that we're actually interested in signing him as a free agent, and I wouldn't mind that. He brings a wealth of experience, and he's a very, very good player. Excellent ball playing defender, still very good, not old. I get it. People are concerned about his injury record, but I think we can find a way to manage him, and it doesn't take anybody's space. We're signing him because we can, and he makes us better. Leadership and our young defenders will learn from him. But yeah, I don't know. You have anything to say about? I think we're still on Garnacho before we see if anything. Okay, we're still on this. I see you. I think you've already spoken about him, or if you want to add anything, fine.
Yeah, I've spoken about him, and I don't think people should hold their breath about John Stones. I think his injury record is not going to help him. If you look at the minutes he's played, I've forgotten which program I was watching, which showed the dwindling levels of minutes he's been playing over the past 4 years. No, it's a risk, and for a team like Chelsea, who have had season after season of dealing with so many injuries, I can't see them going after that.
All right, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. What else do we have here? Let's look. Okay, Aston Villa agree deal still on Garnacho to sign Alejandro Garnacho from Chelsea. Here we go. That's Vince quoting Fabrizio Romano there. So we just have to move on from Garnacho, but as promised, we need to pop the balloon for Bobby. We need to, Bobby. Let's pop the balloon and the fire to you. I'll give.
Yeah, go ahead.
It looks like it's not going to plan. Just like Garnacho, Robbie. Perfect.
Yeah,
All
he
right,
helped
let's go.
himself. It looked like.
We
Go
didn't see
ahead.
nothing, Coach. What happened?
They don't listen. They're trying to get me to turn on the TV for them, but I don't want to do that. It's too early. Yeah, they understand if they bug me, then that's okay. Go put on something and watch. And I don't want to do that. It's a sort of bribery,
We didn't get balloons for Bobby?
Yeah, I'll pop it in a bit. So let's pop it before we continue reading anything out there. Let's do fireworks, then followed by balloons. We're celebrating. Bobby is happy, and a lot of Chelsea fans too. So good luck to Alejandro Garnacho. Where are the balloons? Where is it? Yeah, let's do the balloons for him too.
The whole package for Bobby. That's good. I'm sure he's happy.
I can't even see anything, to be honest.
Okay, you're not watching your screen. Okay.
But it's
All
all
right.
good.
Yeah.
I'll celebrate
good.
more when it's made permanent.
He's gone, Bobby. He's not coming back. Don't worry about it. Are we still getting stones? We've talked about that. And Nipun is in the house. He says, what are your thoughts on anti-English Twitter account refusing to acknowledge that Argentina were cheating in the semifinals? I don't know who that is. And they've lost. They were beaten that is mercilessly by Spain. It wasn't even close. It was one of the, you could say, disgraceful performances, most disgraceful performances I've seen from a team, in a World Cup final. It wasn't even close. They didn't have a single shot on target, a single shot, let alone on target, until I think 122nd minute. But yeah, I don't want to talk about World Cup now, or you could say probably start talking politics in the process.
I remember, Coach, I told you that matchup will be basically a team against individuals, a system versus a bit more individualistic, which Argentina is, and where Spain is a team. They're like a system. They play a system. They know their role perfectly. Looks like system won out in the end over actual individuals. Oh, the kids are back at it. Coach has probably gone to scream at them. Yeah, it looks like the system paid off. Those Spanish players are really well drilled, and they really follow that system to a heartbeat. Like, it's very hard to beat a team like that when they're that drilled and they're that good together. And it's a settled team. They know they don't really have individuals. Maybe Lamine Yamal, but they all play in a system really, really organized very well, where obviously Argentina rely on Messi, Enzo Fernandez, these types of players to quite a lot of individuals in that team. So,
but here's the annoying aspect of the whole thing. It wasn't like that the Spain had a camp where their players left the respective clubs that they played for and were together in that particular camp. I think it's a matter of approach overall.
It's just the mentality and approach, like you say. It's all got to do with that. Different, a little bit different way of thinking. That's just how it is. But you have to, when you have Messi in your team, you have to accommodate that individual quite a lot, and for his, shortcomings defensively, etc. So you have to have the right players around, and with Enzo being deep as well, kind of the same thing. So. Look, like I said, I thought it would be a 0-0. Remember, I was telling you it would probably be a 0-0 in the end. In the end, they scored, but I think,
that was nearly the case, really, because Spain had tons of opportunities and didn't capitalize.
Yeah, they had some good chances, but it's good for football. Like I said, the system won, not more individuals and stuff like that. So it was a good day for football, in my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Jay, nice to see you. Letilia, I like that one. All right, Drew, my bro, says, Coachila, we need an attacker that can run in behind Pedro, Rogers, Palmer, all want the ball. I think Emera can do that. And given the fact that we use a fluid approach, I don't think that would be an issue at all. You shouldn't be concerned about that. But nice to see you, Drew. Yeah. And also, I agree with you. The World Cup is old news right now. Let's focus on Chelsea. A lot of good news for us. The signs are good. Not a lot of Chelsea fans are complaining these days because the signs are good. We signed Marco Palestra. We signed Emera is here, and we signed Morgan Rogers, which surprised a lot of people. And I think what's his name, Alex Goldback, he has a lot of explaining to do, and I don't because they're cooking him right now. He was certain he was going to join Arsenal. His preference was always to join Arsenal. Doesn't want Chelsea. It turns out it was all horse dung. Really, they're just downplaying to being salty. Houston, I think at some point a lot of stuff happened that made it seem like FIFA were favoring Argentina, but I can assure you they can't do that blatantly. I think it's a subconscious thing. Referees respect personalities on the pitch. Sometimes if they're not careful, it becomes an issue. They let their respect for that individual drive their decision-making process. But that's by the way, let's move on from that. Garnacho left Chelsea after one season. Everybody screamed at coach, I told you. Here's the thing. I think Dante also, we did tell you when we signed him that he was just an opportunistic signing. That if he doesn't work out, we will move him on. And I can swear that we're not going to lose money. And I think we're not prepared to lose money, which is why we were asking a little bit more than what we paid for him. I can swear to you, we're not going to lose money. We'll still make some profit. The question now is the size of the profit in question. I don't know. And Coachila doesn't really want to know. So, Jay, bring it on. We will need
Maresca, if Maresca was still here, he would be playing. And if he's another manager that played with wingers, he would still be here. In my opinion, he would not have he would not be leaving.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right.
Did you give in, coach? Did you say go turn the TV on?
No. I did the hands up and close your eyes thing. All right. Still waiting for Maxence Lacroix, but I'm trying to fix that because if you let it go on, then if they see they can annoy you to allow them go watch TV when they shouldn't be watching TV, they will continue doing it.
Yeah.
Still waiting for Maxence Lacroix. I think it's gonna happen. That's my opinion. Marshmallow, what the heck? He gave a gift. Sent Marshmallow high for 100 euros. I appreciate that. Vince, you're not gonna get me to like you. But even though, thank you for the gift. All love, bro. I appreciate the gift. And thank you for joining the conversation. And I'm guessing you're probably still at work right now. Don't lose your job. And then come here to blame me.
Marshmallows.
Yeah, 100 of it.
100 marshmallows.
Yeah, Jews. Wow. I'm not sure how that is calculated. I'm not sure. It looks like he's watching it in vertical format. I'm not sure how that is calculated, but I appreciate it.
Sugar?
Sorry?
Does he know you don't eat sugar?
He knows. I don't want it. 1 second here.
It must be for a barbecue because you put the marshmallows on a stick in a barbecue, and you can. I think that's what he's probably thinking, a barbecue. He loves his barbecues.
Yeah. This says sources on both sides today say the decision for Garnacho to leave is mutual. It is not only that Chelsea want to find Garnacho a new home, Garnacho wants out of Chelsea too, because probably he's smart enough to know that it's not going to work for him. And I think maybe, in my opinion, I'd say also the fans were on him. Even before his arrival, they weren't prepared to support him. In my opinion, because we were preconditioned to believe that he's not a good player. I'm not saying he's Ronaldo, but I'm going to say something I told Jay on the panel. I think one of the days we had a lengthy conversation with regards to his, not necessarily about his ball playing ability. I told him a little more support from the fans could have gone a long way in helping him do better. But we really didn't. But that's an argument for another day. I think the most important thing right now is that if he stays, it wouldn't make any sort of sense because he'd find it difficult to get playing time under Xabi Alonso because of the approach, not necessarily because he's a bad player. And I'm not going to change that, even though Jay brought the fight to X, and I told him I'm not going to say he's a bad player. It's a matter of approach and how he's utilized. Do you see what this guy is typing on the screen?
Yep.
Can
he
you
wants
leave
to
me
poison
alone, Vic?
Be careful,
But
Coach.
Dante,
They're
go ahead.
poisoned.
If you have anything else to add to that, go ahead.
Those marshmallows are poisoned. Be careful.
No, I don't eat marshmallow. I stopped eating sugar the moment I got married. I used to put
I
a lot of
know. I
sugar in
know.
my coffee, but my wife stopped me. Says you shouldn't be doing that.
I know. Yep.
And I feel like maybe it was a good decision anyway. But go ahead.
Oh, it's good if you can do that. Yeah, sugar's not good
But
for you.
I use honey as sugar. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's very good. Processed sugar is definitely not good. I still have it because I do, but try to keep it down as much as possible. Definitely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Look, Garnacho. Good luck to him. It is what it is. He's gone. That's fine. But yeah, I think if he kind of saw the writing on the wall when Rafinha came in, and eventually Rafinha, those last 10 games where he changed formation to 3 at the back, etc. He wasn't playing at all, because he doesn't suit that formation. So he experienced it at Man United. That's why he left Man United as well. Amarim played that same formation. He wasn't working out, and Amarim was not let go, so he decided to move to a club that plays with touchline wingers, which was Chelsea and Maresca. So Maresca, used him well. He was actually getting better, and then Maresca left as well. So it is what it is. He didn't. I think he had what? He's had 12 GA. He has 12 GA from us. Actually,
I mean, not perfect, but he wasn't. Again, he's not as poor as a lot of people make it to be. Because the truth remains, once again, we were preconditioned to hate on him, not even support him already.
Exactly. Well, it's a
So
bit like
yeah.
Maresca. Like when we say Maresca's decision was made a little bit easier because he wasn't supported by the fans and booed and etc. Well, I think the same goes to Garnacho. He didn't feel much love, to be honest, or any support at all.
And
So,
also his performances also didn't help that much.
and the performance didn't match up either. And he's like, well, why stay and be, I'm not going to stay. Simple as that. The formation doesn't suit. I'm going. And he's young, and we can move him. And it was an opportunity for us, like you said. So, look, he'll do very well at Aston Villa, in my opinion. I think he'll do pretty well there in that system. He suits him to a T.
Yeah, my goodness, Dante, I have to say this honestly. I'm excited. Our attack is something special this season, really. Look at this. Morgan Rogers, João Pedro, Moises, not necessarily Moises Caicedo, no, that I won't put him there. Palma and Esteval.
I'd add Quenda to
Was
that.
Yeah,
Palestra.
Quenda, also Palestra. Yeah, he's an attack-minded player. And Emega too.
Omega, yeah.
And we're still
Neto,
not
maybe if he
done.
stays. We'll see if he stays or not. I doubt it, but
It looks like he's going to stay. If what's his name, Nicholas Jackson joins Aston Villa, I think Emega will stay.
Omega's staying for sure, I think. Like I said, that profile suits Xabi Alonso to a T. He likes that, to have that guy as an option. And that's why I said maybe the lap will stay as well.
I can't believe how quick that guy is, as tall as he is. He's
Big
rapid.
strides, and he's light. He's quite lightweight for a big guy. He's not, that's the only criticism I probably have is, yeah, he's very tall, 6'5". He's almost 6'6", actually. He's 6'5.5". So the problem down low, from waist down, he's not that strong. Because he's that tall, you can push him off the ball a little bit. But upper strength, no problems. He's very strong. But it's only when he's running at fast speed. If you're an experienced defender, you do your scouting properly. You know what to do. You know what you can do to put him off, and that is just bump him a little bit low, get him off his balance. That's the downside of being nearly 6'6", and more lightweight. That your balance is never going to be that good. But other than that, if he's got a free run, he's probably could be the fastest in the team now. To be honest,
I appreciate his mentality a lot. I
Yeah.
appreciate his mentality a lot. I know a lot of people interpret it to be his attitude. And I think I don't know why a lot of people don't know. Being a good player and you can say to some extent you have to accommodate a player with his so-called attitude. That's what defines their personality, and that's why they are mentality monsters. And what he said for me reflects his mentality. He wants to be the best, and he has strong belief in his abilities. But Chelsea fans felt like because what he said about Strasbourg, that's enough for them. He has an attitude issue. No, I like it.
Like it too, and
I
it
like it.
shows character. It shows strong character.
Hmm.
How he handled that, and also, he's the captain of that team. Yeah, Andre Santos was the captain a bit when he was out injured or something like that before, and this season when he's been out, he was a bit injured this season. He had had a bit more time off the field, but he controls that dressing room. He's the guy that controls that. He's the senior guy there, and he controls that dressing room. And the success they had last season, and this, that was down to him and his leadership. He's the number one, controller in that dressing room. He runs everything there. He's the leader in that dressing room.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hero almost says our attackers are good, midfielders are good, left and right defenders are okay. We only have one good centre back, Cowell. We still need two great CBs. I think we're working on it. I think we'll sign at least two CBs. That's just my opinion. And we're looking to sign another midfielder. And I'm all for it, really. I'm all for it. I'm happy. The signs are good, and we're not even slowing down. And I think the departure of Garnacho changes a lot for a lot of people, irrespective of what you think of him. I'm happy for him, and I think he's going to do well at Aston Villa. Hero, thank you for that. And Vic says, I am hearing the conditions are 25 appearances plus 10 GA to make the movement permanent. If you give him a good opportunity, give him an ample amount of game time, I think he's capable of achieving that. That's not a lot, honestly. But Houston, still somewhat complex if they don't give him enough game time to be able to achieve that. Because as a newcomer, chances are it might take him some time to bed in properly. So, but one thing I'm sure about is that I think we'll certainly must have asked for some sort of clause that ensures we get some measure of compensation if at the end of the season he doesn't meet those conditions. But let's see what happens. Marlon Hughes, thank you for joining. Emera is the fastest player at Chelsea. Only Neto and Mudryk is faster. I think, did you forget about your Hato? Hato, I think, should be out there, but let me just, not out of my wazoo, throw a number there. I need to look at them to be sure. Emera is tall, same height as Haaland, and he's good aerially, good on the ball. He got 12 GA at... he will get more. If he plays. Yeah, if he plays. But thank you for that information. Jay, what do you have for us? Where are you hosting the party? Jay, are you there? What do you have for us? Where are you hosting the party, Jay?
Big up, coach. Big up,
Big up to you too. Where are you hosting the party?
I've actually just finished it, and I arrived home now. I was at the party.
Look at
I have, completely sobered myself, so I'm not drunk and all. But I enjoyed it. It was a day of celebration.
You're happy, right?
Oh, I'm delighted.
I'm happy too, because it just wouldn't make sense whether you feel like it will come good eventually or whether you feel like it's not system fit. It just wouldn't make sense for him to stay. And Dante, by the way, Jay, if you want to chip in, let me start with you since you're just joining us. I argued, I've talked about how I don't see us at the end losing money. I think we'll eventually make some profit, which was why we weren't too concerned about the risks involved in signing him for how much we paid for him. I think we will make some profit. The size of the profit, I can't say for now, but let's hear you.
Yeah, There are a few dynamics associated with the sale. So yeah, I agree with you that we are definitely not making a loss on him. Uh, you know, I think there will be some sort of a small profit associated with it. It won't be anything, large or anything substantial that we might even, hear it or it will be mentioned. It will be quite small, I think, and I think that would have been the requirement that they were looking for. That we are definitely not making a loss on it. So you have the other club who is buying, in this case Aston Villa. They have to negotiate it in a way where Chelsea, don't get into any loss.
Mm.
So we are not making a loss, I think, but it's not that great of a profit. But yeah, that could be the thinking. I'm pretty sure you're right that they thought about this when they were signing it. So that's the first thing. But the hidden thing behind this is that again I have to go back to the basic conversations about Garnacho that we used to talk about. Majority of the fans that used to talk about uh, it was quite obvious that this guy was not going to, fit and make a career at Chelsea. And it has nothing to do with the system fit and all those stuff that we are talking about. I think some players lacks the basic attributes as a winger to succeed in a league as tough as the Premier League and at a club, especially the big six clubs, where there is a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation. So there were these factors associated with the signing, and it made it quite clear that he was not going to succeed at Chelsea. I mean, we cannot be guaranteed about it, but the possibility of that outcome was so large that I think 70 to 80% of the fan base saw it coming, and it ended up happening. The result came out exactly how we all predicted it. 80% of the
Do
fans
you agree with
predicted it.
my argument, really? I still think that's the case. I think let's not get back to the argument of whether we supported him as we should or not. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. I know you disagree with that. But in all
Mm.
honesty, Jay, I think we were preconditioned to believe that he wasn't good enough for us. And I've seen certain occasions. I've read some stuff online, which if you followed, if you do a little bit of digital investigation, you'd see at the time that we were late. We were letting the Manchester United big accounts dictate how we supported our own players, our own player, because they wanted him to fail. So that they say, yeah, we scammed Chelsea. They were looking for a way to get back at us, given how much they paid for Mason Mount, and look how it's going for him there. I'm not just saying this. I'm not just throwing this at you at people out of my wazoo. I took time to look at it. We were letting uh, uh, Manchester United big account dictate how we supported our players. Maybe you weren't guilty of that, but the evidence was out there for a lot of us to see. It wasn't even a case of, okay, you know what, we don't like him, but he's now one of us. Let's support him. You get the point I'm trying to make there. Right now, I'm in support of him leaving because system-wise, he'd be stupid to stay at Chelsea. But go ahead if you have anything to add to that. And I want to hear from Dante what he makes of my argument that, yeah, I get it. He wasn't the real deal. Maybe he wasn't good enough for Chelsea, irrespective of whether we signed him for Maresca or whether his system fits or not. As Dante agrees, his performances didn't help. But in all honesty, we were preconditioned to believe he wasn't good enough, even if he wasn't. Some of us were forced to start talking about. It all started by when people started talking about his attitude issue, not necessarily his ball playing ability. And it was easy for that to transition easy to make it easier to not like him as a footballer overall. But go ahead.
Look, the primary thing is that I don't even disagree with you. I actually believe that that is the truth. That yes, the fan base were preconditioned. Yes, there were, thoughts, already existing thoughts about the player before he joined our club. That's not even my, argument about this whole situation. What I'm arguing is that this is such a normal thing. You are not mentioning something extraordinary. These are the things that happen. There is S2L. There is some, parts of it, some expectations of it associated with him before he's joining the club. So the fans are excited about him. Same way, there is a negative outcome as well. When a player has struggled at a certain club, there are some, some thoughts associated with him, whether it's the on pitch struggles as a player, or whether it's, beyond pitch, which is outside the field, his behavior, his brother's attitude, all those stuff. These are the things that were associated with him. So they will obviously get transferred to the new club where he will go. This is such a normal thing. You're not mentioning something extraordinary. This is going to happen. This is part of football. So it's not like Chelsea fans exclusively did something dirty. This is going to
No, no,
happen.
I'm not
When
saying
we
they
are going
did that, but
to
I'm just saying, I think in all honesty,
now,
I think that that's an
now,
observation we shouldn't just sweep under the rug and feel like, okay, we supported him the best way we can. But go ahead with what you're saying.
Now Morgan Rogers has been signed. There is a lot of positivity and such a good vibe about him. We are not blaming the fans for why we are so supportive, why we are so joyful about him. Exactly, right? We are not questioning that. Then why we have the right to question why we are being negative about the signing when these are the parts of football thing. He has struggled, he has a past at Manchester United, which is obviously going to carry at the next club he goes. It is on him, as a player to prove them wrong. I was against that signing, but the moment he signed for the club, I literally called it on stream that I'm going to support him. I'm not going to throw tantrum.
I
But there will
remember
all,
that, but
yeah,
some were waiting for him to fail.
yes, exactly. The moment he will do something, or the moment he will repeat the stuff that we have
It
been
was
hearing
easy to
about him at
pick on him.
United.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that is, again, as I'm saying, this is such a normal thing to happen. He did repeat the thing. He was given a proper chance, but he repeated the stuff. He was doing the same mistake that he was doing at Manchester United, the same struggles as in dribbling, as being inconsistent in front of the goal, missing easy chances, not being, supportive to the team members, being selfish at moments. These are some of the things that were exclusively seen with him at United, and those were starting to repeat itself. So I don't think we can blame the fans for doing such a thing. So if we are going to accept the positive things that comes with a player, then we have to accept the negative things that comes with a player also. My argument is this is just football. The same argument I have mentioned the time about.
More importantly,
Yeah, the same argument I mentioned when we were talking about Maesta. As players, we can also mention about the manager, Dante, and you made the argument that they were not supported by the fans. Now, yes, I agree that the fans were quite harsh on some occasions, and maybe they deserve a bit better. But then again, the same argument. This is part of the culture at big clubs. At big six clubs, these are the expectations, these are the attitude of fans. You are not going to change it. It's not only Chelsea. Go to Arsenal, go to Manchester
no,
United.
I know
It's
it's
quite
I know.
toxic.
Listen, I know it's common. The biggest issue
Yeah,
for me was us letting, I've said that 1,000 times, letting Manchester United big accounts dictate how we support a player, one of our players. You get the point. But I understand everything you said. That's part of football. And I'm with you, Jay. And you're very good at breaking
yeah.
down very well. And Houston, I think your title should now change to from Michi Bashiwai's lawyer, brother, or you could say to the fans' lawyer. I think that will suit you perfectly. But go ahead, what you were saying.
Yeah, no, I think I explained myself. Just the argument about how these things are normal. Amorim was
Yeah, I agree with you.
so much hated by the Manchester United fan at the end of his spell when he was almost going to get sacked, because that was the condition that happened with him. It did not came with him. It developed with the time. It is down to the manager and down to the player. When you are given the luxury to sign for such a big institution, to gain such a big to play in such a big crowd, to have such greater viewership globally, then you have to accept the negative sides of it as well. That if you are going to struggle, then these are the same fans that hail you as a god or as some messiah. They are also going to pull you down when you make mistakes or when you are not good enough. So that's the whole argument, that this is just a part of culture that we have in football, especially at a big six or a bigger club like Chelsea, United, Arsenal, whatever you want to say. So this is just a part of football. We have to accept it. We cannot blame a player being failed or a manager being failed on fans, because this is the condition that was always there. When you arrive at a big six club, when you arrive at a bigger institution, there are parts and parcels of fan base that you are going to have throughout your journey. So yeah, that's all.
All right, I'm gonna give the microphone back to those in the chat. Well, if Dante will let us know if he has anything to add to that. And Nipun is saying all friends don't like people with character. They like someone who's humble and likable. That's why our fans would never warm up to Jude Bellingham. I think I'm actually starting to learn. Some aspect of Jude Bellingham's behavior that a lot of people, the media, don't show you. But when he's on the pitch, he changes. You are, if you're an opponent, you're an enemy. It's really, I don't like it. That's why I was a bit cautious not to fall into that trap of just tagging him as a very arrogant individual. I didn't do that, and I'm happy I didn't. But I'm starting to learn a lot about him to know. Yeah, he's actually a good guy, but I understand where you're coming from. Our fans, J100, just go away. If you like Jay, go back to work, Vic. Who cares whether you're giving them 100%? Was Sancho better than Garnacho? Sancho more equipped than Garnacho? You can say, overall numbers? I'm not sure how his GA at Chelsea, but he scored some important goals for us. Yeah, which you could say Garnacho did the same, but we have to look beyond that to really judge who did better at Chelsea. Sancho definitely. He won the Conference League with us. So Dante, do you have anything to add to this particular conversation, or should we move on?
Not too much. I kind of agree, but also there's some points I don't really agree with. I think Garnacho didn't come from a small club or anywhere. He came from a massive club. So he came from probably the biggest club in England, which is Man United. Unfortunately, they are. They just have that the size. Look, he had, under Van Gaal, he was one of the most important players. 20 GA for the season. I think, when you're looking at a player that's 20 GA when he's 19 years of age, turning 20, I think he was 19 at the time. That's a pretty impressive player to do that in the Premier League, especially at a big club. So he had very good numbers. The season after that, like I said, he struggled under Amorim because they didn't fit system-wise, didn't fit at all. Look, the potential was there. If I didn't see that season he had, then that would be very different. But he showed that he can do it at a high level, which 20 GA is no giving. It's no little feat to accomplish in a Premier League. Look, he was very good. It just didn't work out at Chelsea. But like you said, I agree. The fans already made their mind up. We let the Manchester United, instead of actually going against those guys and telling them to basically, go somewhere else, everybody agreed with them, and we were acting like best friends with all the accounts, all the big accounts with the Man United accounts, Chelsea accounts, and Man United. I'm like, yeah, that was disappointing to see. That's basically, you're giving in from the start without anything, and you're just because he's got blonde hair and his brother's young and he does stuff on social media, etc., etc. So, and there hasn't been Garnacho has been a professional at Chelsea while he's been. There's been no trouble. There's been absolutely nothing. What the stuff they were saying, it's actually very opposite. Maresca praised him a lot all the time. Maresca praised him a lot. Rafinha came in and absolutely praised him as well, even though he didn't play him after that. Because
yes, I wouldn't take Rafinha praising anybody seriously. He praised even. He praised. I think he praised even. What's his name? Danny drink wine. But go ahead.
No, he praised him as in his, because he wasn't in the team, remember? He's staying back after every training session and he's putting the hours in and trying to improve more and showing he's putting the extra hours in, working hard, and he'll get his chance. And he eventually did, because then Rafinha swapped the system and he did, and then he swapped it again, and then he didn't get in anymore. And then obviously he left, and after that again we went back to our other system. So look, it is what it is. It didn't work out, but definitely the fans, in my opinion, my personal opinion, they had a say in that from the start. just like with Maresca, it makes the decisions a bit easier to leave if you're not loved. That's just how it is. Now, Aston Villa, he'll do well. Remember, he had the Aston Villa shirt on in off season before he joined us. He was wearing that around, if
Which
I
he
remember
was,
right.
that was him supporting
Yep,
his boy, Rashford. Rashford
correct.
I
Yeah.
was at Aston Villa at the time.
Yeah. So he'll be all right. He'll be good there. The fans are very different at those type of teams as well. They support you from the start. Most of them, they're really supportive. They'll give him a chance. All those a lot of the northern clubs, they're very
They're not
much.
really welcoming him, Dante. Villa fans aren't happy about this move.
And you know
Yeah, that's
why? Because they're going
kids.
by what they've seen us say about him. Just the same
Correct.
thing we let the mind say some. Bobby, I'm not saying he's Ronaldo, by the way, and I'm gonna get your opinion on this. And the way I'm gonna pose the question, the way I have in mind, once Dante is still speaking, they're behaving. They have a preconceived belief on whether he's a good player or not, from what they're hearing from us. Even though the manager really wanted him even before we signed him.
Yeah, it's a bit of collateral damage just because of
Yeah.
Rodgers and Tielemans going, and they haven't replaced, and Garnacho's now come in.
But
So
they have a lot of money now to
yeah,
spend.
they have money. They're going to buy more players and good quality players. It's just we'll see who, but that's why it's a little bit. But I saw some of the bigger accounts. I saw they're
I have
welcoming
to
their
say,
support.
Emery's talent ID is excellent.
It is, and if you use him right, he will. And like I said, some of the accounts I've seen actually are okay with him, no problem, because they see him as a system fit really well. What
Because they
Emery.
understand how their current manager approaches the game and knows he fits perfectly.
They trust Emery. They trust Emery
Yeah.
a lot. And a lot of some of the big accounts I've seen, they trust Emery. If they want him, I say if he wants him, then we trust Emery that he's going to do it, and they're going to support him. Yeah, you'll see some just like we did. They'll do that, but I think that'll die down very quickly once they sign some more players. And he's not the Rodgers replacement.
No,
That's
he's
what they
not. No.
think, a lot of them, but that's just reactionary fans.
Right.
Most
Yeah,
of them.
they're unhappy. They've lost two of their most important players. And I heard Watkins will leave too, which makes me believe they'll probably come for Nicholas Jackson, as we've been told.
Yeah, Watkins, I said yesterday
But
on the show, he's going. He's
yeah.
going to probably Fenerbahce or somewhere. Yeah,
Can
he's
I
gone
can
to.
I add one last thing on this Garnacho deal?
Mm.
Obviously, I actually didn't even want to bring all those because I've given my analysis on Garnacho quite a few times. But I actually want to big up the owners and the sporting directors. We could have very easily continued to held on him and continued what we saw at United. They held on him for a few seasons, like 3 or 4 seasons, while he was struggling almost in each season, apart from, I guess, one season, right? Otherwise, his life at United was a struggle,
They didn't
and they
hold
were
him for three to
continuing
four
to.
seasons, Jay. Only for one season when Amarim came in.
I think the biggest issue,
I
his
mean,
biggest problem at United was a change in approach.
It was the change in system
yeah,
and
I mean,
the
But
manager.
go
That
ahead, Jay.
one.
Let's let you drop. I want to hear Bobby's thoughts on that. But go ahead,
yeah.
Jay.
So just a big up to the owners that they realized it. Even this is a greater learning process, and I'm very impressed by them. Some owners, some sporting directors, and even these directors in the past just won't admit their mistake. And by admitting their mistake is selling a player right after one season. If
Let me
you do
really say
that, then
this,
you are
Jay. I
publicly.
think had Maresca not left Chelsea, I think Garnacho will still be here.
I
I
don't
did
think
too.
so because I don't
Okay,
because we
okay. It's
fundamentally
just an
differ in.
opinion. It's just
Yeah,
an
exactly.
opinion of mine, and it's of
Yeah,
your opinion that you don't think he'll still be here. Okay, that's fine. But go
yeah.
ahead. So you drop. Let's hear Bobby's opinion on the support culture, I will call it. But go ahead, Jay.
Just so big up to the owners that they accepted the mistake and they learned that this just continuing with him is not will not make a lot of sense. So just selling him right after one season would be very much wiseful. So I want to big up to them because a lot of owners and sporting directors won't do that. They won't admit or do such an action because that would be publicly accepting that they made a mistake. So kudos to
This
them.
doesn't
Big
necessarily
up to
mean an
them for that.
admission of mistake, and I've told you why I think that's not the case.
How it's not a mistake? You're literally selling a 40 million
Can I
asset
say
after one season.
this
How is that
again?
not a mistake?
Can I say this again? But do you agree? Whatever you're saying now is your opinion. Then I'm telling you, had it not been for the departure of Enzo Maresca, he'd still be here, and that's my opinion. And you cannot tell me for certain that they're selling him because they've figured out, yeah, it was a mistake signing him. Whereas clearly, in my opinion, we can only speculate. We don't work for the club. In my opinion, he's leaving because he's not going to be a system fit, knowing how Alonso likes to approach the game. So everything you say is your opinion. Everything I say is my opinion. I don't work for Alonso. You
That's
don't
not.
work for him.
That cannot be true because we still have touchline wingers. There is Penda, there is Estorff, there is Gittins. If the logic that you're applying on Garnacho, then all these
No,
wingers
no,
would be
no, no,
sold
no.
because they
Jay,
are
No,
not
no, no, no.
available
Let
on
him drop.
system
Let
fit.
let him drop. Those names you mentioned can actually operate as inside tens. There are
No,
more.
Gittins
They are
cannot.
more
Played
equipped
as a
than
wing back this
Garnacho.
morning. He plays as a
When
wing
you
back.
compare them to
Gittins cannot.
Garnacho is limited. And I told you my
Gittins cannot
argument isn't
perform.
necessarily saying Garnacho is the best that we can do. I've always told you I know we can do better than him. And when we signed him, I didn't really like all the signing, but I realized he was just an opportunistic signing, one that would sell come the end of the season if he doesn't do well enough and make some money. And I would swear
All right, let me
that
give you
there's
some
no
example.
way
Let's
when he leaves we will make no profit. It's just an opinion. We can be going
let
back and forth, and I will never say, yeah, you know what? In this case, because there are no numbers to nothing
I
makes it
don't think we are
certain
going
that
back and
definitely
forth. I
he's
think we have
leaving
just
because the
started the
owners admitted
discussion.
they're admitting they made a mistake. But go ahead.
I don't think we are going back and forth. I think we exactly opened the debate only right now, 5 minutes only. So I don't think we have started it even. So let me give you an example. What if Garnacho had 25 GA? Do you still think that yes, Maresca is not here, but he's got 25 GA at the end of the season? They would still sell him according to your logic.
Excuse me. Even if you finish the last season with 25 GAs, and right now he's leaving. Remember, we started having this conversation before when we suspected Alonso was going to emerge as our manager. We talked about the players, winners and losers, and we put him into the category of losers because of his overall ball playing ability, not because he's a bad player. Or you could say the way he applies himself on the pitch. I think that'd be a more accurate way
Still would
to
have
put
gone,
that
Jay,
out there.
because Alonso would not use him in that way. He
He
wouldn't.
would, he
He would
won't,
actually
he
just be
would,
more
he would
expensive
regret
to be easy to
staying.
sell then.
Even if he finished last season with 70 goals, if he stays, he will regret it.
There'll be more in the
But they
market
won't
for him,
sell him.
and he would be more expensive.
There's no way that you are selling a player who got 25 GA in his first season just because he's not a system fit. It's not happening. They are
What do you
selling
mean?
him because there is a collective acceptance that he is not good enough. It's
It
not
depends how
solely
he
based
scored those
on
goals,
on
but
the
we know
idea that he's
what
not
the player
system fit.
he is.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Depends how he scored those goals, Jay. Playing as a left touchline winger, or is he playing as a 10 or a wing back? That
I think
obviously,
it's a collective. I think it's a collective factor. I think yes, he's not a system fit. That is also a part of why he's leaving the club. But there is also a big percentage of the fact that he's not good enough. That he is not the winger that they thought he is.
There you go. Now you're not saying strictly that the reason he's leaving is because the owners basically admitted that they made a mistake, and because they're trying, you could say they've taken a corrective path, and part of that path will be him leaving. No, now you've admitted he's not leaving necessarily because he's not good enough. But
I don't even know when I
him not
admitted to
being
that, but okay.
100% system fit is a problem too. Yes, then we actually agree to some extent, but I don't think we're both open-minded enough to admit, you know what, it's not necessarily the way I think it is, but it could be. You could say some of this and some of that. But that's why, and
There are
that's
a lot
how
of
we operate
factors.
here,
There
and
are a
that's
lot of
why
factors.
we learn a lot from each other. Go ahead, Jay.
it's simple. He
I
wasn't.
agree.
He didn't
There
prove
are a
enough.
lot of factors why he's leaving. It's not single your factor, or it's not single mine factor. I think it's
No, it's
collectively a
not.
lot of
No.
factor why he's not. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
we can agree on that.
he didn't, like you say, he didn't take his chance. He wasn't good enough when Maresca played him before he
Yeah.
left, etc. He didn't quite take his chance, although he was improving and started scoring goals and got his GA up and was starting to improve. And then obviously we don't know.
And
After
then
that,
fell off again. He
he
fell
fell
off
off again when
again.
Maresca left.
Yeah,
And
he fell
yeah,
off again. He didn't hold that. You can say that period where he started showing some improvements. Actually,
Yeah,
But
well,
go ahead.
Rosina didn't play him at the start. First of all, he didn't, and that's why reports were coming out. Why isn't he playing? Blah blah. And that's when Rosina said he's training, he's pushing hard, he's in the background doing work after training, etc. So, and eventually he did come back again, and then he again he looked even worse actually. So he didn't take his chance either. But saying he's no good. I mean, when you score 20 GA in a season for a club, a big club, you're not a bad player. That is no easy feat. That's pretty much similar to what João Pedro just did. So it's not he's not a bad player. Yes, he did struggle with us a little bit, but there was a lot of stuff going on, as we know, unfortunately. But he's not a
All
bad
right.
player, and if you put him in the right system to do what he does most, well, he'll do pretty well. He'll give you consistent numbers. He'll get that 10 GA, no problem. Every season he'll get 10 GA, no
I hope
easily.
he gets the requirements at Aston Villa so we can get the money.
I saw just a report before. Apparently, I'm not sure if this is right, but I saw that it could be 60 million pounds the obligation fee to buy. That's interesting.
Okay, and one thing is certain, would have some sort of clause that if he doesn't meet those requirements, I think they're gonna pay a fine too. If it is down to them, if they are the reason why he didn't play enough to meet those criteria, then they end up paying us. So I'm gonna give the microphone back to those in the chat. I'll come back to the panel. Let's hear Bobby's opinion on the support culture. I think that'd be the more accurate language. Let's see what we have here. Richard, I've read the comment. Thank you, my bro, for joining. Garnacho, GA was 8 goals and 4 assists in 43 appearances. Did he start all of them? I think when we talk about these things, I think it's important that we be more specific, because if we present it on a surface level, sometimes it doesn't truly reflect the true situation. But I'm not saying, yeah, he was Ronaldo for us. You've heard us talk about how at some point he looked as if he was going to come good and fell off again for a while. Didn't look like he had any measure of confidence in him at all. They see his performance is not X. Whether you're talking, just go back to work. Bikonu, leave me alone, Vic. All right, let's see. You love to argue, Coachila. No, we love to debate, and that's why I love Chelsea Perspective. And our slogan is always a debate, rarely a union. So if we don't have to debate, why are we here? We're not here to come celebrate just one thing and then move on. No, we have to debate and come to a sensible conclusion. And the good thing about us, we're all open-minded. Sometimes it stretches a little bit, but I think because we're all intellectual thinkers, we'll almost always find common ground and learn something from the other person. Yeah, even when we agree, we don't just, we agree. We still stretch it because that's the way it should be. So we don't have a family union here. But we love each other, respect each other, but we always have to ask questions, and that's a good way to learn. Will Alonso still want Garnacho out if he had 25 GA? You're waffling now. If he's bent on using a particular approach, and even Garnacho himself is if he has smart people working for him and they know how Alonso likes to approach the game and they see signs that we play mainly that way, he will get to play, but not enough. He would want to leave. And remember, we're learning, actually, we did address a particular report that he was actually the one that asked to leave. I think that we're going to see him, maybe give him a chance to see him during preseason or so. I get it. We've heard a lot of stuff that suggests, we were always open to sell him even before the transfer window opened. We don't know what is the truth because there are a lot of nonsense out there. Tis the transfer window, so there will big accounts and those that are hungry will find a way to exploit our expectations, or maybe what you could call our overall situation. Or fans wanting him to leave and all that. So we don't know which is the truth, which are those, you could say, some of the reports that are truth and some that are lies. But go away and leave me alone. Wow, Jay, he's your biggest supporter. You should give him your PayPal link so he's been donating to this, and he's bribing me, but I don't like him. Go get Jay's PayPal account. Give him something if you like the mic drops from him. Jay is very analytical, and I love that. All right, drop the mic, Jay. Well done, brother. Who told you he's your brother? Does he even like you? Alonso plays with the back four also. We agree. I think during his first presser, he was asked a question, and his response clearly on that day did show that he's not married to a particular approach. But again, the average fan usually pays attention to the structure of the defensive line of a manager, and they just go with that. They don't pay attention to how the midfield area, how the players in that area, and the players in the final third, how they apply themselves. They just go with it's a back three. Sometimes when they see a back three, like they say we're playing with five defenders because we have wingers that are traditionally defenders, but they don't pay attention to how those wing backs apply themselves on the pitch, more focused on the attacking area. But sometimes, yeah, because teams these days defend as a unit, they have to support defensively. They don't pay attention to that, which was why they accused Thomas Tuchel of playing with five defenders and all that. But that's by the way, five, but they don't pay attention to the application. That's my overall point there. The brow is spicy. Do you have popcorn? Make sure you get a huge one because whenever Jay is on the panel, I don't think a small size of a popcorn bucket will do. You get the biggest you usually get when you go to movie theaters, and he enjoys that a lot. Sometimes, all the time, actually, so to speak. We all enjoy it. We don't fight each other. We just debate. We call it fight, but it's never a fight. Bobby, I'm back on the panel. Let's talk about the support culture, and I'm gonna break it down how I did break it down for Jay, leading to the lengthy debate you experienced if you were listening. We were preconditioned to believe that Garnacho isn't a good player or not good enough for Chelsea. And even beyond that, I'd argue that a little bit more support from our fan base could have gone a long way. And I didn't expect him to stay at Chelsea forever. When we signed him, if you remember, we had a lengthy discussion here where some of us agreed that he was just an opportunistic signing because he's a good player. It's a matter of how he's utilized and how he's supported, in my opinion. So I'd argue that a little bit more support from our fan base could have, you say, helped him do a lot better than he did even before he leaves. You get the point now. And at some point, we let Manchester United big accounts dictate how we supported him because they wanted to get back at us. Given how much they paid for Mason Mount and how, it's all working out for him at United right now. And listen, disclaimer here, I'm not saying that he's the best signing since Eden Hazard. And I've made it clear he's as limited as Timo Werner, who needs tons of space to be effective. Every time we play against teams that defend deep, he struggles. I think he is similar to Timo Werner in that aspect. He's quick, but he needs tons of space to be effective on the pitch.
I was gonna.
Not good at beating his man consistently. Every now and then he's able to pull off some good dribbles, but cannot do that consistently. But that's beside the point. You heard everything I said. Let's hear you about the support culture because I think it's actually a problem to some extent.
Look, I've just been watching Gabi Abonlaho on Talk Sports, who is an ex-Villa player and fan, and is a sample size of how the Villa fans actually feel about Garnacho. You don't need to have, I didn't need to listen to Man United fans to have my own opinions of Garnacho. He is a limited player. I never thought he was good enough for Chelsea. I thought it was a waste of money, a misappropriation of squad planning. And Villa fans aren't happy. Now, is he going to be able to do something at Villa? I don't know. They want to trust Emery. So, although they're unhappy, they're in the wait and see mode, just like most of us were when Garnacho came to Chelsea. I was very unhappy, but I thought, okay, maybe this is a Maresca thing. Let's wait and see. With huge doubts. Um, Look, we're lucky to be able to get rid of him, half get rid of him, whatever the case may be. But if you want me to sit here and say, he's this great player, he has potential, and I'm not going to do it because it's simply not true. That's just it. Fan culture. I don't know if that is what is driving his unpopularity. What might be driving his unpopularity is not so much performance but behavior. Certain things he did at Man United has followed him. To be fair, I don't think his behavior. I don't recall his behavior at Chelsea to be anything particularly bad. It's just I just don't think he was good enough, and until he changes it, my opinion can't change.
Is Bobby's there? Where is he?
Yeah, he's been talking,
Yeah,
coach.
Can
can
I
you
ask you
hear me?
something, Bobby? You referenced a certain behavioral issue at United. What exactly did you hear he did at United?
Well, there was a bit of a strop after the European Cup game. This attitude towards wanting to move and not train. He fell out with United. There's no doubt about it. I don't think he had any bad behavior issues that I noticed at Chelsea. It was just purely performance based. So my issue with him is footballing. It's got nothing to do with anything else.
All right, thanks for the clarification because I've heard a lot of Chelsea fans mention the so-called attitude issues. But when you ask him what he did at United, that they're categorizing as an attitude issue, none of them they were not able to mention any. If anything, his brother did make some social media posts with regards to his lack of playing time at the time under Amorim, I think. That wasn't him. That wasn't him. I think, irrespective, I get it. He's not good enough to Chelsea. I'd say that, but it depends on our manager. And he's limited, as I've mentioned. I'm not saying he's Ronaldo, but I think it's important that we always have these conversations to learn from them. I think we have, you can say, we sometimes don't know how to support our players. We know, I know a lot of you here, once a player is signed, you embrace that player, welcome them, support them because he's become one of us. But some fans don't know how to do that. They're already, as we've talked about, preconditioned to believe that he's a bad player, and that they watch him with keen interest and waiting for him to fail. Even the smallest mistake on the pitch, they take it and run with it and blow it out of proportion. And for players he shouldn't be, he should have should be strong mentally to be able to deal with such criticism with the fans and let it not be an issue. But at the same time, we fans should know how to be, that is, better supporters, in my opinion. That's all I have to say about it. The moment again we did with the winners and losers show, tier list show, where it didn't take us a few seconds to drop him into the sell category because clearly he will not fit the way Alonso likes to play, irrespective of whether he finished with 20 goals last season or 25. I think if he been able to achieve that, I think that will only make it possible for us to get a lot of money from his sale, not necessarily be a reason for us to keep him. But that's by the way. Let's keep news hunting. Did anybody see anything else that's important you want us to talk about before we check for new items to discuss? Anything else, Jay? Any other fight?
Pretty good, coach. No, I only saw that 60 million thing, but I'm not sure if it's true or not. So It hasn't come from any
60 million thing for which one?
for
Alex
Garnacho.
Scott?
For Garnacho.
Oh, well, can you say that again? That the
Uh,
overall
60
payment will be
million at the
60 million
price
pounds?
next season. If it becomes a obligation, it's 60 million pounds. Yes, the fee.
So you're suspicious of that?
I'm suspicious. I'm not sure if it's if it's accurate or not. So we'll have to. Well, yeah. Look, here I found it. It's not a bad. This guy's a reporter, so he's John Harriet. So the fee Villa are paying Chelsea is 60 million fixed after, and the conditions are 10 Premier League appearances to make it permanent.
That's suspicious to me.
Well, yes and no. I mean, he agreed to a 4-year deal. Let's not forget. So once you do that, that tells me the conditions are not very hard to get because teams do not do that. You're not going to agree to a 4-year deal as well, and it's something unless, like I said, a major injury or it looks like 10 games. It looks like 10 games is it. Now I can't say that certainty, but this guy is a reporter, so he does report on stuff. So I'm not sure. Yeah, but that's what I'm reading. 60 million fixed and 10 Premier League appearances to make it permanent.
10 Premier League appearances is a lot of games for a player
No, it's
like
not.
that. That's
No,
nearly
it's not.
half the games.
No, that's
No,
not a lot in my opinion, but go ahead, Bobby.
it's 36 games or so. No, there's plenty games. There's plenty games to play. 38 games, whatever it is. So it's not much. He did that for us easily.
Not a lot. Before you know it, that person have clocked 15 games.
Do you guys think it turns permanent?
Yes,
If
I
it,
do. Because he will
given
play.
the relationship, remember the Bayern one, Jay? You remember when we concluded that they were never going to sign Nicholas Jackson on a permanent for multitude of
Yes.
reasons. But for
I
Garnacho's
have.
case, I think it's achievable because he's good evenings type of player. I can't. Why am I forgetting his name? But go ahead. I think he would do well. But go ahead for them.
I have my doubts because of a similar deal that Aston Villa had last year. I think it was Harvey Elliott, and a very similar clause, which was obligation if certain appearances or other stuff could have been matched, then it would have turned into obligation. But they did not do that. They stopped after a while. They did not give him the chances to play. So they did exactly something similar with a player just last year. So I won't be that surprised if Garnacho comes back to Chelsea.
I wouldn't be surprised either. But one thing, how much are they paying us in advance? That's important. And if we don't know that, if I don't know that, I don't think I'll be able to
Yeah,
come
it
to a
doesn't
sensible
say anywhere.
conclusion with whether. Yeah, that's an important factor that
Probably
we
his
must
salary
know.
covering 100% of the salary, most
Yeah,
likely.
exactly. So I don't think we'd risk him coming back to us if he's not able to meet those requirements. It's either we have a clause that if he doesn't meet those requirements and it's of the club's own doing, they pay a fine. We've been there before. A hefty fine,
The
actually, I must
positive,
say. I don't think we'd risk it.
yeah,
I don't think we'd risk it,
the
but we don't
positive,
know now.
the positive side of the deal. I have mentioned the negative, that is the Harvey Elliott. The similarities between this deal and the Harvey Elliott deal of last year. Those are the suspicious or negative sides of how this deal can not turn into permanent. While the other factors, which are the positive ones, that makes me think that it can actually turn into obligation. One is that Unai Emery is a big fan of the player. I think he wanted Garnacho last year when we actually convinced him to play for us because we had Champions League also. So Unai Emery is a fan. So that gives me a bit confidence that he actually wants to have him permanently. And the second thing is Aston Villa did not have Champions League last year. They have Champions League this year. So they will be playing their most important players in the Champions League. And then in 2 or 3 days, they will have games in the Premier League, which will force them to give minutes to Garnacho, which might forcefully trigger that obligation. So, there are signs which makes me believe that it can turn into a obligation.
Yeah, that's not the surface level stuff that you did there, Jay, and that's why I say uh, you you're very analytical, and a good breakdown from you, really.
Yeah, the Harvey Elliott was £35 million, so it's quite a small fee. But uh, let's not forget they were a bit in financial trouble. Now they've sold players and they've got money to spend. So I think that's probably why obviously the Elliott one had a bit of complication. But Emery didn't quite like him either, to be honest. He didn't really play him much. He didn't use him. So yeah, look, we'll see. They did sign one nice player already, which is Manzambi from Switzerland, the attacking midfielder there from Switzerland. So that's basically that Morgan sort of Rogers central guy. But yeah, Garnacho is the left wing guy as well. So look, I think 10 games is not much at all in the Premier League. That's very easily achievable. And, they're going to play a lot of football as well. So without Rogers there, without what's his name up front as well, gone as well, Tillerman's gone. Yeah, they're really revamping that team quite a lot. So we'll see what happens. But I think that's not hard to do for him. And if Emery, like you said, he wanted him and he wanted him last season as well, but he decided to come to us, well, I think he will use him.
Go ahead, Dante. Just a few seconds for me.
Yep. Yeah, I think because Emery, it's his type of signing, and he's spoken about him in the past that he likes him. I was surprised actually he didn't go to Aston Villa when he did, but yeah, look, it is what it is. We'll wait and see. He's not playing for us anymore, so that's fine. He's gone. He's pretty much agreed 4-year deal, which tells me, yeah, that's why that condition is not. It wouldn't be that bad. So 10 games, I think it's good. But 60 million is quite a lot. It is a lot. But they're obviously banking, like we said, our owners met, on that deal. There's a bit of business transaction there in the past when we did that exactly very similar. We did with Matson and Kellyman. We did very similar. No one knew Kellyman was, and we're paying 19 million for Kellyman, whatever it was. And we sold Matson for quite a high price as well, over the odds to Aston Villa as well. So that was done by the owners as well. So I think there's a bit of that going on here as well. It's pretty obvious there's a bit of an agreement there, for all parties. And that fee is higher because that will also, if it does go through, that will look really good for us for next season on the books as well. And it balances the books out amazingly. So yeah, I think that's all planned in my opinion. It's no coincidence. If it didn't happen before, maybe, but it happened the second time now. It's definitely not much of a coincidence there.
I will be very, very surprised, like very, very surprised if it's going to be 60 million, especially 60 million pounds. I think it won't cross 45 million.
Well, that's the number.
That's
That's
what-
what's being reported. It's 60 million. That is the number. That's so. Yep, it is what it is.
But
So
that's not to say that certainly you can say the numbers being reported are accurate. I think we might. Who you say that you trust the reporter?
it's a reporter, John Harriet. He's been reporting. He's got a bit of a following, but I can never. It's not a big. If it's not Ornstein or Fabrizio, you can't really take it anything, to be honest. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
All right. This here from Tai. Tai says, wore my Chelsea shirt today. Some guys told me to take it off. I refused. They said Arsenal is better. Punched me and stole my wallet. Wow. You don't know how jealous they are now. You took a gamble there. Michael Faladay, thank you for joining the show. He says, good evening, gentlemen. Nice to see that Chelsea is making good decisions so far this season. So happy. He's happy that Garnacho is leaving. I'm enjoying your analysis as usual. Kudos to your team. Thank you. We love each other, and don't see debates differently. It's not a fight. We respect each other very, very well. But yeah, it's important that we debate issues as we do, and then come to sensible conclusions, and let you have every right to draw your own conclusion too. That's, by the way, what else do we have here? And let's talk about, please, Alex Scott. It looks like we're that serious about him. And we're hearing he wants to join us too, and he's refused to sign a new deal. I think that we eventually let him go. and I wouldn't want us to go beyond the reported 65 million pounds bid. It just doesn't. I think it's a bit too much for a player. You could argue not quite established yet. But Jay, let's hear you.
Um, it does not make sense. I try to, think the possibilities of what they might be thinking with this guy, but it just does not make sense, especially with the fees. I personally think that 65 million is already quite high for him, but I think obviously the market has its influence. But then it is reported that Bournemouth actually want something around 90 million pounds, which would be crazy money for him. And I think even if if even if the deal happens, I'm not sure that we will get it done for 65 million. I think we both have to come somewhere in between, and that will maybe uh, reach somewhere between 75, close to 75, which is again very, very high for this guy. And I also heard that he is not our only midfielder. If again not so reliable, but I heard that he would be the Santos replacement, and we would still sign another big midfielder if Enzo is to leave. So he's not a replacement for Enzo if Enzo is to leave. So for a Santos replacement to pay that kind of money for a midfielder of his type, who is a talent, he's
I
really a
think
good,
they're
really good
different.
talent.
I think he differs from
Yeah, they are
Santos.
talent.
Yeah.
Obviously he's different, but even by numericals, they want to replace. If Santos is gone, then they want to bring a midfielder, and then if Enzo leaves, then they are not going to settle with Alex Scott. They will have another one. So they want to balance the numericals, one out and one in. But even the profile, the type of player he is, I don't know. I don't know if that suits what we want. I still think that the requirement is something else, especially in that pivot with Caicedo. I don't think he suits that pivot with Caicedo at all if he is the player we are going to play. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. It's really confusing, and the price tag makes it even worse. So I don't know. It's quite confusing. I think I have to wait and see more development around it.
I
Yeah,
don't
me
think
too.
I actually know him that well to say you could say he is of certain profile, so I still need to see a lot more, which is you could argue my lack of proper knowledge with regards to his overall ability. Um,
Even coach,
uh,
even if
yeah,
even if we don't know what kind of profile he is, I can certainly say that he's not a DM or the type of six that
no,
will
he no,
suit
he's not
that pivot.
certainly. He's more of you could say an eight, you could or maybe 10ish. I don't know him that
So
well,
yeah,
but
in my
yeah.
personal opinion, if it's not a six, it's not great or good enough for us. That's what I'm thinking for that pivot. It has to be a defensive minded DM or six.
Yeah, this is the kind
I mean,
of
I come into that. I don't have to dictate what players the club signs, and now it's up to the manager. And yeah, I'm not sure why we need him. That's the question I'm asking. But Bobby, let's hear you.
yeah, I agree. I mean, this is the kind of pointless direction. I don't know why we would need him. Getting a Santos replacement, well, what's the sense in that? I don't really see the sense in that. I thought part of the reason we sold Santos was because there wouldn't be enough games for him. So can you imagine somebody at 75 million coming to Chelsea to occupy the bench most of the time? No, it's I don't even believe it. To be honest, I don't believe. I think sometimes you get these rumors swirling around. I can't see it. I don't understand it. It's a waste. And if we do get ourselves involved in purchasing this player, it's just one step forward, two steps back, because it's a backward step.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. I don't really. I'm not sure if I believe it, to be honest. I don't think we would be bidding that much for a player that would come in and not be a starting player, basically. So I don't see it happening. I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't see Ornstein or anyone say that that's the case. So yeah, look, he's a good player. He's a nice player. He's more of a hybrid type of player that more energetic. He has a lot of energy. That he's a sort of an 8 between a 6, can be a 10. He can be all those. He's a central midfielder basically that can do a bit of everything, but not very strong defensively at all. So that's not his game. And yeah, I just don't see us putting. We don't need a replacement for Santos because if we don't need a replacement. We've got Barco who came in who can do that job just as well, if not even better. So I don't think we need a replacement for Santos. The reason we sold him is, he wanted to go, but we also let him go. So, yeah, look, I don't think so. I don't believe it either, to be honest. It's too much.
I've refused to see it any signing as a replacement for any player. If anything, I stop at a numerical from a numerical perspective, like Jay mentioned, which is very critical. Even if we're not looking to replace the player, at least numbers wise, we might need
Well,
one
numbers we
more
have a
player.
lot in that area. Let's not forget.
So you could argue. From what I know, the little I know about Alex Scott, he changes the dynamics. It's not the same as Santos. He's more. What would be the more accurate off the bat? He's more. What's the language I'm looking for? I'm not flexible really, but it's more dynamic.
He's more like a Mason Mount. If you look at him, and
Yeah,
Mount,
but more
they
you
play
could
exactly the
say
same.
he does have a lot more to his game than Mason Mount. He's very hardworking too.
Which my Mason Mount was a road runner, basically running around everywhere, working really hard. This is what he is. He's a very much a copy of Mason Mount, in my opinion. The way he plays, and
I'd say
everything
he
he
has a
does.
lot more to his game than Mason Mount off the bat. I'm not saying for certain that's the case. From what I've seen so far, as I've made it clear, I don't know the player that well, which is why I'm asking this question. And if you go to ask, a lot of Chelsea fans are asking the same question.
He's
And
only
you
had the
could
one
say
season
what,
there, so.
yeah, and what's driving the question mainly is the fact that we've already made a bid of 65 million pounds, not even euros, and it was rejected, and we're still interested. And the player now, he's saying he's showing that he wants to join us. He's liking Morgan Rogers' first post about his interview or so, and he's following Morgan Rogers.
But Sheila, don't
You know,
forget, agents love this sort of stuff because they can get him a new deal and a much more high percentage deal. And let's not forget, he is in contract. He's due for a contract. So to me, that's no coincidence. Agents pay people to put stuff out all the time when it's contracts involved because that's good for their clients and it's good for them as well. So yeah, not the big journalist, but some of the other tier journalists, B tier, C tier journalists. To me, it's more of that than anything because he's in contract negotiations with them to extend his contract.
so we would all agree it could be just you could say his camp sponsoring that to get him a better deal. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Of course, that's how the business works. That's what the agents are paid for to do. That's exactly what they're paid for to do. And that's why there's a lot of really good journalists. There's only 2 reliable. The rest are not reliable, most of them, because they're in a different tier, and a lot of them do work to get paid by a lot of agents, etc. For that, they choose that route. There's a lot of journalists that do choose that route because it's more, they more financial gain in that way.
All right, thank you so much for that. And Ty once again says it's kind of funny, but the whole situation is also sad. Stolen wallet. Anyways, I will keep listening. Thank you, Ty. But a good thing they didn't hurt you. Your money is replenishable. Replenishable, is that the word? Replenishable. Did I get that correct? All right, but that's by the way. This is on an English class. So this says also Vince here quoting Fabrizio Romano. I think I need to show the presentation window. Give me a second here. This Vince quoting Fabrizio Romano, he reads, the obligation to buy clause in Garnacho's contract is considered easy to reach, almost guaranteed. Chelsea count on permanent transfer for 2027 as Garnacho also signed a 4-year deal ahead of switch already in advance. But here's the thing: irrespective of whether he's put pen to paper already for that 4-year deal in question, I think this for me, I kind of see the first paragraph in this report as stupid because him achieving those you could say reaching those requirements or achieving those requirements, they can actually make sure it doesn't happen. So saying it's almost guaranteed, for me, I don't believe that. I don't reason like that because yeah, game time still. Maybe let me just stay calm because we don't know what those requirements are. But I'd still
One thing,
say they have a huge say on whether he achieves it or not. Just like you can argue Bayern on papers, definitely on papers, made sure Nicholas Jackson didn't meet the requirements on his own contract because they didn't want to pay 16 million pounds or 65 million pounds extra after paying 15 million for the loan fee. But go ahead, Jay, let's hear you.
I think it can be very much guaranteed, and it will make sense if we hear the argument, or let me phrase this better, that we might be forgetting that both the sides were very much interested in doing the deal right now on a permanent basis. The normal deal. Uh, but I think they want to escape the UEFA or the restrictions of I don't know, some financial restriction by Premier
So,
League or
so you're
UEFA,
saying
which
it's
Well, it
some
gives Villa more
extent a
flexibility.
transactional. It is a
exactly
transaction
because
already,
It
but
gives them the
transaction in this
flexibility
sense
because
to buy
means
more
something
players
else
if they can.
altogether. Like scratch my back, I scratch yours, and we can both not get into trouble.
there is a rule there is a rule that since we've done a deal with Aston Villa with Morgan Rogers, there's a clause that does not allow us to deal, in the opposite direction for 45 days at least. So to bypass that, I think this is the strategy that they are using. Otherwise, they were willing to do it right now, right here. So that is why I think the guaranteed
Hmm.
part is just a formality because they wanted to do it right now. It's just a way to escape the UEFA thing.
Yeah, Dante, you were saying something.
Yeah, look, it's also enables Aston Villa to spend more this season as well on this year's books as
Uh
well.
huh.
So yeah, probably a bit of that. I've never seen before, like you said. You see the 4-year. I don't know if anyone's seen that before, but that tells you that it's pretty much, yeah, it's gonna get done because you don't see a player agreeing for 4 years, a contract like that. So, yeah, look, I think there's a bit of business going there, as in between Chelsea and that, helping each other. It's favorable for both parties this way. For
And
them,
it's
they can
lawful,
spend more.
really. It's lawful.
Yeah, and they can spend more this season because they need to, but they're also under the UEFA rules because they're in Europe, so they're under the UEFA rules. So we're not in Europe, so it's a bit different. So it helps them spend more this season as well. What Jay said as
I
well,
remember you
obviously.
talking about that also. That changes everything a lot about us. We can sign players and get into trouble under
Yeah,
the
we can spend a
UEFA
bit more.
rule.
It's just the salary cap more than anything. It's 70% if you're in Europe, or 85% if you're not in Europe. Up to you can pay more basically for players. So yeah, it helps. Of course, it helps. It's 15%. It helps. So yeah, we are still under some some UEFA rule because that settlement we've made. But
That's
that's more monetary, how much to pay back and etc. So
that's a great
yeah.
observation by you, Dante. Really good observation. I agree because with Nicholas Jackson, I think it was conditional obligation, but we did not hear any sort of 4-year deal. With Jadon Sancho also, we had obligation to buy. We did not hear
Or pay a
uh,
fine.
I
Remember
mean
Jadon Sanchez? Yeah, go ahead.
there was
Sorry,
no
I
mention of
apologize.
4-year deal or 3-year deal after obligation. It was never mentioned in all those deals, but it is mentioned here, which screams even more that this is just a formality and it's a permanent transfer. So good observation by you, Dante.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say I've never seen that before. So that's, to me, that's pretty much a guaranteed deal. It's just a bit of help scratching each other's back, helping, making it happen. And it's advantageous for both parties financially and rules wise going forward.
Yeah, so let me guess. Maybe, for example, Villa has a budget of only 70 million in this window, but they want two players. So by sending them Garnacho for almost free, they can now spend the 60 million or 70 million budget on Rich Jackson, right? This is how they can bypass
Pretty much,
that
yes.
limitation.
Yes, they'll be
And
able to
also
spend more.
the
Yeah,
wages part that you mentioned.
correct. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Bobby, anything to add? Is Bobby there? He's kicked out, or he has
And the
a poor
loans,
connection.
when it's a loan, the salary doesn't count usually. The salary for the regulation, so it helps them quite a lot. Yes, obviously they can probably sign two players now on top of that, not just Garnacho. That they could probably sign another two players now because of it.
All right, we're good. So John says there will be huge loan fee if not achieved. Don't worry. Thank you so much for explaining that, John. Always nice to have you in the chat. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Nobody goes to loan and signs a contract ahead of time. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's what the report we have on the screen is suggests that actually the case. Hello to you too, SOF Gaming. Thank you for joining once again. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding time to join the conversation. Let's see. Yeah, Modmana saying hello to you. Kimuhu TV says Villa have mocked us off. There's a reason why it wasn't a straight up obligation, unless I am missing something. We all have questions, but we're not certain what sort of requirements, what sort of you can say goals he has to reach, or we just don't know. I think we'll have to wait. Maybe in due time we'll learn more about the contract and then have a better understanding. But yeah, we all have tons of questions because we're not certain what has happened there. But yeah, I wouldn't say they mugged us because we're not stupid. Actually, when it comes to selling players, we're very, very even purchasing players. Actually, the question of whether we buy quality players all the time, I think that's another argument for another day. What has Fab said? Marlon, educate us, please, because we can't see it right now. Mama D. Thomas, thank you for joining the conversation. I appreciate you. Give me 1 second, Dante.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, look, I'm not sure how much more information we will get, as in the real proper details, because I'm not sure if they'll disclose that. Chelsea and Aston Villa, they'll disclose something, but it might not be the whole thing. Like I said, the deal's is got a business. It's a very much a favorable business deal for both parties. So yeah, look, I think I think he'll be pretty easily, activated, in my opinion. Otherwise, you don't see that, like we said earlier, the 4-year deal already agreed. You don't see that. That's pretty concrete to me. So. Yeah, I think it's definitely favors both parties financially, on the books, PSR, wages, structure. What they can still do this transfer window, Aston Villa, especially after you losing key players, they need numbers. They need more numbers now as well. So yeah, they're playing in Europe. They're going to need numbers even more. So yeah, look, I think it'll be done. But yeah, I don't think we'll ever quite know. Exactly the exact agreement. I think they'll keep that pretty close, gentleman's agreement between clubs, most likely. What's the midfield? Chelsea, Vic saying Chelsea's next bomber could be in midfield. They're looking to do something important, from Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, look, I mean, we keep saying what we think that Alonso needs, and from what we've seen, what he's done when he came in, and how he's played before, how he uses his squad, what type of player he likes. I think we did see quite a from the early going after Xhaka early that he wants that type of profile in the squad. He's had that at obviously at Bayern Leverkusen, and not just Xhaka. The other midfielders are very similar to Xhaka. Even more defensive midfielders, a couple of them. So we've got that's probably one area we lack, and that's why we're putting the pieces together. What he's had before and how we went for Xhaka, that profile. I think we definitely are going for another profile similar to that. That's why I'm not too sure about the Alex Scott one. That doesn't. We've got players sort of similar to that. I don't think that's. I'm not sure how accurate that is, to be honest. So yeah, Vicky's saying Bruno Guimaraes could be. Yeah, Arsenal are all over him. They really want him, but we can come in and pay more money. Probably we'll get him over them another hijack. But even him, I'm not quite sure he quite.
And I think
covers
we
most of
should
that.
we should actually respect Alonso's pool. I don't think it's necessarily about money.
No, it's not about money. No, because Alonso's pool is very important. Style of play, like you said. Why would Morgan Rogers go to an Arsenal team the way they play when he's heard him in the interview? He's a player that loves freedom. He loves to drive with the ball, loves to express himself, likes to play entertaining football. He's got that flair. He loves that. That's why he plays. He lives for that. That's what he said in the interview. You're going to Arsenal. You're
With
not playing like that. You're not doing that.
with all due respect, I want to say that you can pay even 30, 40, 50 million more than what the other club is giving you. But a Rosinho as your manager will not convince a player to come to the club, with all due respect.
That depends, Jay. If
Oh,
we went
Jay,
unbeaten
even
when Rosina came
without
in,
due
that would
respect, you
change.
said 10 times. That is it still doesn't sound respectful. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Dante.
I'm saying, if Rosina came in and did what happened, and let's not forget the first 10 games he did, everybody was saying we've got a better manager than Maresca. He's the real deal. Even you, Jay, I remember saying, you're very impressed, and we're gonna go really
But he
far.
usually says so far. Jay usually says so
Yeah,
far
yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah.
time.
So far,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
but he was
exactly. And
convinced almost.
I was never a fan of Maresca, so surpassing Maresca,
Exactly.
I don't think I said it, but even if I said it, I don't think it's a big deal because I was never a fan
No,
of
no, no, not
Maresca.
necessarily. I know you well enough to know. Yeah, but
No,
go
he said. I
ahead,
But
remember
but but
Dante.
clearly he said it, but that's fine.
but I
You
think
did.
it does make a lot of difference. I think victories and performances as a manager for the short term, even 10 matches win in a row or 15 matches win in a row, I don't think that will impact a player as much as a coach who has a legacy in football.
But
Morgan
not just
Rogers
coach.
definitely has seen Alonso play football. He has seen the trophies that he has lifted for national side as well. So I think
Hmm.
that makes a huge, huge impact on these
It
players who
does.
have grown
Yeah.
up seeing
Of course, yeah.
clips and videos of these players.
But we're
Go ahead,
forgetting
Dante.
the other big element, the other very big element that is in this why he's come to Chelsea as well. And yeah, that is Cole Palmer as well. Very big element. Let's not forget, because they are best friends, and that makes the decision a little bit easier. And if there was a little sway from it, to make your mind up, or Cole Palmer swayed it to Chelsea's side for sure. I mean, he even said that in the interview. That he said that Cole Palmer's been calling me all week.
I actually agree with that.
He's never called me or talked or messaged me this much, trying to convince me to come join him. So, yeah, there's a lot of brotherly love between those two there.
And
So,
that was such a sweet Instagram story. He made a collage out of some photos with
yes,
him and Morgan Rogers. So that was such a sweet gesture.
yeah.
And
So,
especially from a
yes,
guy,
very
as
close. It looks like
nonchalant as Cole Palmer. He is so, less expressive or he has such a dead face and dead emotion. And
he's
then to do
introvert. He's a
something
very
like
big
that,
introvert. Yeah.
yeah, and then to do something like that for a player, I think they will definitely have a beautiful link up. And that is why I don't mind Nicholas Jackson leaving now. But by the way, I have another with all due respect statement. Can I make it?
Hmm. No, go ahead.
Always.
Shoot for it, Jay.
With all due respect, now that Rogers is there, I think we can let Tosin go because I think the babysitting part can be shifted to Morgan Rogers. I think Palmer would be good now.
No. They still need a driver when they go out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
So
God.
that's a reason. That's a good reason to keep him.
He's the designated
Oh,
driver
all
now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
I
won't let
think
Anto
here's the
go.
thing. I think the relationship is different than the type of relationship he has with Morgan Rogers. That's just an opinion. I don't know really. I don't go out with them. Uh, Tosin could still leave. As much as I know, there's a chance he stays. They say he's very much part of Alonso's plan. If that's the case, I'm all for it. If he leaves, I don't freaking care, really. Chelsea Blue says Garnacho's obligation conditions are just based on appearances across next season, according to David Onson. That's still a surface level explanation. That it just doesn't tell the whole thing. Our next signing will be a midfielder, according to Marlon Hughes. Let's see. At the end of the day, football is business. Absolutely. Absolutely, and clubs will always find ways to run their business. UEFA or whatever rules and regulations they have in place, clubs can actually collaborate and find a way to beat the
Coach,
system.
just let me, before
Uh,
you read that, Vic, just to make it for people to understand why they're also very close. So we know Cole Palmer, his background, mum and dad Jamaican, mum English. Well, what do you think Rogers' parents are, Coach?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I know he's mixed, but are they from the same?
Jamaican and English. So they're
Okay,
both very, very similar, even when it comes to that.
they have
So
a lot of Jamaican English players, really.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it looks like even that exactly the same. So that's even more weird out there, even more links.
Yeah. All right. Let's catch up. That was a good comment from you as usual. I think that's from Michael Faladay. I appreciate that. And Vic says, quoting Fabrizio Romano here, who says Chelsea's next bomber could be in midfield. Could they are looking to do something? Wow, important in quote, but still
Yeah,
could.
I'm hearing Kamavinga, you know.
Could doesn't mean it's definite.
I'm hearing Kamavinga. I know it's not going to be Alex Scott. It's going to be something along the lines of Morgan Rogers. It's either going to be Adam Wharton or something like Kamavinga. I'm hearing that because Man United have been sniffing around those areas, but I don't know if it's true. There's some of the information that's coming our way is like Kamavinga, because Kamavinga, I think, was one of those that was fairly close to Alonso when he was there. So we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. So we're let's see. For me, the word code, and if we pull off Kamavinga, then a lot has changed. Yeah, we have to bear that in mind. I think it will be Bruno Guimaraes. That's a possibility. I wouldn't mind him, even that rather than
Gimerez,
it
yeah,
be someone
maybe,
else. Who?
maybe Gimerez. You see, it's very attractive for these people to come and play for Chelsea. Very attractive. You could see from what Morgan Rogers said. Gimerez, yes, but where does that leave Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, it
All right,
depends,
go
Bobby.
ahead, Dante.
Yeah, go, Coach, if you're busy. Yeah, look, it depends if what Alonso wants. I mean, if Enzo stays, I mean, if Enzo stays and he decides to stay, Enzo is a starting. He's starting. He's not on the bench. We know that for sure. If he stays and Alonso wants him and they all agree and everything's good, he stays as a starting player. So
But if
Caicedo,
he stays and they sense he's too pushed to leave next season, I don't think they would mind signing that player that will replace him if they are planning to replace him with like for likes. They wouldn't mind signing that player this season. But go ahead.
yeah, but that player's not coming in, Coach. Bruno Guimaraes is not coming in to be a rotational player, and Enzo Fernandez is not going to accept being a rotational player. And then you're upsetting, your lowering Enzo Fernandez's value
Sorry,
by a
let me
lot.
ask this quickly. Are you guys hearing any background noise?
A little bit every now and then, a little bit. Yeah.
Fainty. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, Bruno Guimaraes is not coming in, in that to be a rotational player, and Enzo is not going to be a rotational player either. Caicedo is definitely not either. So I don't see that happening. If he comes in, then Enzo Fernandez is leaving. Otherwise, I just don't see it happening. Now, where he's leaving, there's only one option. We know Real Madrid's not, and that is Atletico Madrid. It is still Madrid, and they'll have the money if they sell. They're selling, what's his name, the other Argentinian brother up front. If they sell him, which will be for similar money, they'll probably have money to buy an Enzo Fernandez. So that's the only way I can see it happening. Otherwise, I don't see anyone else coming in for Enzo Fernandez for that money. And I don't see Guimaraes coming in, and he won't be cheap. He's not going to be cheap. Yeah, he's a bit more mature. He's older. He's 28, I think now, turning 29. But he's not coming in to be a rotational player. If he comes in, he'll be for big money and to be a starter. So I just don't see that. Them all together playing. That's pretty hard for me to see them all playing together, to be honest, like that. What do you think,
Yeah,
Jay?
I want to say something about the
Bobby?
whole midfield situation. I think there's something going to happen in the midfield market. I strongly I will find it hard to believe that Real Madrid will not go for Rodri.
Rodri? Rodri, yeah.
Yeah, Rodri wants them. He's a superstar. Now, if he goes for Rodri, somebody like Camavinga, maybe even Chomeni may need to leave. Now, there's a bit of a merry-go-round that's going to create. And if Rodri goes, he will go for some money. Then there may be a possibility that Man City may look at Enzo Fernandez. Although, Rodri, Enzo Fernandez, it's almost like talking Morgan Rogers Garnacho. It's really that much of a gap. But they may look at that. But definitely keep an eye on the Rodri situation, because if he moves, and if he moves to Real Madrid, there's going to be a lot of midfield merry-go-round.
If Enzo goes to Man City, there's no point him going to Man City because he wants to go. The only place he wants his next step in his
It's
career is
Madrid.
Madrid. Okay,
Yeah.
so
And they already
what's the
have
point of going to
Anderson.
Man City? He's not going to then get any move to Real Madrid anytime soon. If that is the case, I
Yeah.
just
And
don't
they
see
have
that.
Anderson, right?
Yeah, they signed Anderson as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which is,
yeah. I
yeah.
think they signed Anderson anticipating Rodri move. But whatever happens, the Rodri move is going to dislodge one of the Real Madrid midfielders, big midfielders. So Camavinga, Chomeni, one of them may be on their way. Man United, Chelsea, who knows? And yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not likely that Enzo will go to City. He's certainly not going to go to Madrid. They're not even looking his direction at the moment. If they get a midfielder, it's going to be Rodri. So it's going to be interesting. But that midfield merry-go-round is about to kick off, and there's a lot going on. Liverpool are silently bringing in people like Bacola. Um, uh, uh, there's a guy called Ilo. I'm looking at him on YouTube. So they're even buying more big players after the transfer market last season. So the transfer market is nowhere near over. But between now and the second week of August, there's going to be some interesting things happening.
I actually do think if it was 2 years ago, I think Fabrizio will give us names. Yeah.
What do you mean, give us names?
You see where he said Chelsea next bomber could be in the midfield. They are looking to do something important. He knows something.
He knows, but he's told not to.
He knows something, but we could say we've changed the way we operate. We found a way to keep again. Once again, this is I'm saying this for 1,000 times. We'll find a way to keep our transfer activities under wraps until we are on the verge of completing that deal. That has been, you could say, the modus operandi since since this transfer window opened, and it's tightening even more. We don't know what we're doing until boom. And I disagree that we just started talking to Morgan Rogers' camp just a few days ago. I disagree. I think we've actually
Yeah,
been doing some groundworks long before now. Go ahead, Jay.
I think the journalists, try to remain silent around the deals, particularly deals which are being negotiated between, one or two clubs simultaneously. I think the Rodgers deal came out of nowhere, especially for Chelsea, because I think Arsenal was doing a lot of work with Rodgers, and hence I think Chelsea ask the journalist or all those people around who breaks the news to remain silent till they do the solid part where they can convince the player. So again, this is an assumption by I think this talk by Fabrizio again that something big could be coming in the midfield. I think it could be for a player who is again in a similar way is being negotiated by two or more clubs. And I don't know. I have slight feeling. I've seen his name in and around here and there. It feels like it is for Bruno Guimaraes. It's just an assumption. Arsenal is all over him. They have been working on him for a while now, and Chelsea have. I don't even know. I mean, there is no concrete Einstein or Fabrizio reporting that Chelsea are even interested. The other journalists or people are breaking or mentioning that yes, Chelsea are somewhere looking. But I do think that the silence part and not revealing who the midfielder is, it just makes me feel that it is Bruno Guimaraes because Arsenal is well and truly working on it. And by the way, I would love it. I don't think there is a better pivot than Caicedo and Bruno Guimaraes. I think it will work perfectly for Xavi. I know you guys, Dante wants Wharton, and some other guys also want Wharton, and I'm kind of
No,
confused
I
as well
just
because
said I
Wharton,
wouldn't mind Wharton.
No, I said I would
yeah,
accept that. No, he's not my
Dante didn't
preference.
want him. Dante was skeptical.
I mean he's a remarkable player, Wharton, and he would bring a lot of different things than what Guimaraes can bring to us. But I just think that Bruno Guimaraes fits the role perfectly what Xavi wants to implement. But I won't mind Wharton as well because he will give us tons of different things which other midfielders cannot offer. But I would want my first priority would be Bruno Guimaraes. I think that would be perfect. And I don't do, superficial or hyper announcements and hyping up things, especially when Chelsea have been in disarray for so long. But I do think that with a midfield of Caicedo and Bruno Guimaraes, there is a serious chance that we can challenge for title. And I don't usually talk like this. That's how much I rate this midfield of Bruno and Caicedo. But that's just me, and maybe this is all assumptions. Maybe we are not even interested in him. So we have to wait and watch.
No, I mean you never know. You never know, honestly. Um, I don't know.
Well,
Dante, were you saying something?
it's one way to put another dagger into Arsenal and completely destroy their fan base. Yeah.
Yeah, the adrenaline. I can't pronounce this
Oh my
word.
God. Oh my
The
God. You won't.
adrenaline. All right, this is
Adrenaline.
not an English class, but it's it.
No, we like
Go
to hate
ahead,
that.
Dante.
You can't even imagine, Dante, how much times damage this would give them than the Morgan Rogers team. This is literally a player that they crave for and they require it. So and just because the background of Morgan Rogers and then to do it twice, that will that will be fantastic.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past this ownership just for that reason.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see what happens. The word could, for me, changes everything for me. I think it will be Bruno Guimaraes. That's according to Vic there in the chat. What about John Stones? Rumors suggest we're interested in signing him. I'd love it. Whether it would end up signing him, I don't know. Some Chelsea fans don't. They think he's too old. But the problem is those would want to eat their cake and still keep it. In the sense that they want us to sign more experienced players. But once you mention John Stones, they say, how about Josh Archimpong? Which we've had that conversation here at length, actually, and talked about how signing John Stones will not in any way hamper the development of Josh Archimpong. If anything, Josh will learn from him. And signing John Stones, for me, I don't think would mean if we wanted to sign two CBs, we'll end up signing just one. It's that, just my opinion. Yeah. And Daniel Crane says, I would love to understand how we managed to get our valuation for Garnacho in the obligation. I don't think I really understand that question, but I'm guessing how you're asking how will we manage to get them to agree to pay us that much money. You could argue because, yeah, they're not going to pay it immediately, so that's a plus. It's like getting something on credit. Am I wrong, Dante?
Yeah, it'll be spread out over who knows how many
Yeah,
years.
exactly. I think that's the advantage they get. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're investing in an asset, real estate, which is Garnacho, that should increase in price. So they're just forecasting for the future because he's still very young and he's got a lot of experience. So they're forecasting for the future as well.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Thank you. I hope that helps. Jay Rosinia catching the dunk. he always finds a way to have a go at him. And in all honesty, I hope he learned from the mistakes he made at Chelsea. He started well, even though before he joined us, a lot of us agreed at the time that he wasn't ready. But when he joined, he started very well. That he won the Manager of the Month. Didn't he? Or was nominated. Didn't win it. But yeah, got arrogant in my opinion. I don't understand how Chelsea can afford these players. You don't. Let me just simplify it. I don't want to start going into what we heard before the transfer window opened that we don't need to sell to buy. Just stick with. We've sold. How many players have we sold? How much did we get from the sale of
130 something.
Korea, right? And who else did we sell?
In total, Code, I'm just giving you the total, 135 or something like
135, exactly. And from that, we spent how much? So just go with how much we've made from player sales. Let's just keep it at that level. Let's not get into the argument whether to go with what we've been told that we don't need to make sales to buy players. So just leave it at that level. I think that will make it much easier for you to just, have a settled mindset and let it go. Someone reported earlier that Tosin is rated by Xavi. It's believable. Xavi, maybe he rates him not necessarily because he's the best we can do, probably because just his leadership skills. We remember we signed him as a free agent. It's believable. And we've been there before. I'd give you a prime example. Remember, Tosin started well. That was the period when he was Tosin's last-ditch tackles, box defending, that saved us. I think it was under Maresca too. But after that injury, something changed. I don't know. But who's to say he will not change back for good? But a prime example would be the case of Antonio Rudiger. He was on the verge of leaving Stamford Bridge gates. Then came Thomas Tuchel. He became one of our best defenders under Thomas Tuchel, and made us fall in love of having a mixture of ball-playing defenders and one rugged or maybe aggressive defender. Because I don't see defensive setup that way before until under Thomas Tuchel, when we had that mixture of him and two excellent ball-playing defenders in Andreas Christensen and Thiago Silva. That was when I learned the importance of having such balance. But I digress. You get the point. So who's to say Tosin doesn't turn out to be become our best defender under Xabi Alonso? It's a possibility.
Yeah, and he
Xavi
had
didn't
very
rate
similar.
Camavinga
Yeah.
during his Real Madrid stint. I think that's just an assumption. I don't know. There's no way you'd know. But Chelsea Blue, thank you for that information. Coachila doesn't rate Camavinga. I rate him, but the argument at the time, people saying we should give them Enzo Fernandez and get Camavinga, and my reservations at the time, I asked people, I told people it wouldn't make sense. Because Camavinga, as good as he is, would lose the balance we have in our midfield if we give them Enzo Fernandez and go Camavinga. We will have good set crop of players for that midfield area, but we are not going to have a good balance. Dante, do you remember that debate?
Yeah, I do. Yes, yes.
Exactly. So for my reservations at the time was about us losing the balance we have because we have Enzo Fernandez and good in Camavinga and then losing that balance. Bruno and Caicedo will be the best midfield in England if it happens, and that's from World Boss. Thank you, boss, and welcome. Enzo will leave, otherwise we wouldn't be making all these midfield inquiries. I'm not sure, but let's see. I think it will be a Romero. Okay. When did he become a midfielder? We're talking about Cuti Romero, the Argentine, right? We could still sign him. I don't know. It could be who? Rodri to Real Madrid, Enzo to City, and Camavinga to Chelsea. Okay. All right. If we sign Camavinga, then definitely more than just us tweaking, then it'd be we've just gone beyond just tweaking the model to changing the model itself, everything altogether. Ben Jacob said this before Fab. Doesn't matter who said it first. I mean, if anything, having multiple trusted sources talk about the same topic for me simply means, yeah, it's there's some you could say because you have to trust what you're seeing. High five to you too, Jablan Ismani. Always nice to see you and Blues family. May it be Bruno Guimaraes and Adam Watson for EPL experience and fighting greets. Thank you for that comment. And Dante, what's the situation on the C Badia Sheila, Mark Guy, Jorgensen, Tosin exits, if any? Tosin, I think stays. Jorgensen, he's been pushing to leave. Maybe he gets his wish this time. Mark Guy definitely leaving. Badia Sheila, we heard. What Italian club? The Sassi definitely, we're hearing AC Milan are interested in signing him. Remember, Tosin is a West African man. He knows how to find his way out in the group. Nigerian to be, he's of Nigerian descent to be more specific, but I'm not. Listen, I don't know how to be biased. Sometimes subconsciously, you as a human, you can say you can. As humans, we do find ourselves, being biased. Rudiger nearly went to sports, yeah. Yeah, he nearly went to Tottenham. Even we nearly loaned Cucurella to Manchester United. Have you forgotten? So anybody else on the panel, anything else you want to talk about? We'll go news hunting and then come back and call it a day.
All good.
Anything else? Anybody else on the panel want to talk about, or should we go news hunting and call it a day?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Yeah,
Coach,
go
if you
ahead.
heard me.
Second, I'll refresh it. We'll breeze through it. If we see anything new, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll call it a day. Just give me a second. Okay. I don't want to do that. It would just break the system, but I'm quite sure you guys were paying attention. And had you seen anything, I think we'd be talking about it right now. Nothing else really. Nothing new. The midfield thing. One of the participants in the chat. Okay. Nothing new. Dante, anything new?
No, we've covered everything. There's nothing else really new that's happening except the Fab tweet, which we just touched quite a bit about. That was the last one. So no, there's nothing else for the moment.
All right, with that, we've come to the natural end of this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. Thank you all for participating, all the support, and we still owe you that giveaway for reaching 30K subscribers. We sincerely do appreciate you. I want to say thank you to the captain of the community in Constantine Don. The Aussie man, thank you to our senior panelist and Bobby, and thank you to my bro Jay, the Chelsea fans lawyer. Sincerely do appreciate you all. And for those of you in the chat, Jabalani and Jamalo, thank you, appreciate you. What's the question he's asking? What's the status of Jackson leaving? It's a possibility at the right now, but not too sure what's going to happen. I don't work for the club. And Ty, thank you so much for finding the time to join the conversation. Much love to you. And sorry you got mugged, but yeah, more importantly, they did not hurt you. This window is a lot of dramas, and we're having fun as Chelsea fans. And what boss? Thank you. He says, I think Chelsea just want to spite Arsenal, maybe, and I'm loving it. All right, Dominic, thank you for joining. Chelsea Blue, thank you for joining the conversation. Vic was also here. Vic, I appreciate you a lot. Who else was here? Am I forgetting anybody's name? And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same pride. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Old stories, living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the back says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame. Just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the hope. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stay, even through the storm. Still blue.
Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest night still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one.